Oh, it's our pleasure. Alexandra, you know what? I don't know where to begin with you. You've done so much. You have such an impressive resume between movies and TVs. And then the stuff that you're doing now is so great. And I'm really glad to see people like this getting involved with so many great things. But just real quick for, our audience, this is your first time. How did it start for you? When did you know that acting was what you wanted to do? Was it something that you set out to do, or did it happen by chance?
It happened. It wasn't something I set out to do, but then it sort of happened by chance. So what happened was that I was a teenager in the East Coast, and I was modeling, and I started taking acting classes because my agent wanted me to maybe audition for some commercials.
Right.
And I was cast in a TV movie in 1982. I was 18. I'm dating myself because I'm 55 right now. And
we're still older than you. Don't worry.
Yep. By a lot.
And that TV movie was called Paper Dolls, and it was one of the top 5 TV movies on that year.
I remember.
If anybody was alive in the 80s, they know that TV movies were a big deal.
They
the
sure
Monday
were.
night
Yeah.
ABC TV movies.
Definitely, yeah.
So that brought me to LA, and I had been on my way to college, but I decided not to go because I thought, wow, if I come back when I'm 21, it'll be too late.
Right.
Everyone will have surpassed me. I thought I was old then, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, good golly,
not at
no,
all.
no, no. You come visit us in Robbinsville, never too late.
Thank you.
And you've done a lot of stuff. I mean, the TV series was worldwide. I can't believe, especially how it all came to play. David Hasselhoff took like the last bit of money he had and took a gamble on it, and it just blew up.
You're talking about Baywatch that was in,
Yes.
Yes, it was, at the time, I started on that show in 1992 and was there for 5 seasons,
Yes.
and it was the most watched show in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, David Hasselhoff has always, he's an amazing person. Everything he does, he just, it turns to gold. I mean, he was first on a soap opera, and then when he left the soap opera, he couldn't get work.
Right.
He finally got Knight Rider, which became hugely successful.
That's awesome.
Couldn't get arrested after Knight Rider because it was so successful. He was pigeonholed. And he got Baywatch, and, he just keeps coming back.
Oh,
Still
wow.
is.
Let's not forget his international recording career, too. It's pretty big.
Yes. That's
It really is.
Now,
Actually, you know what? I know people make fun of him, but he really does have a good voice, and I've seen him on stage doing The Producers, and
Right.
he's really, which is a musical, and he's very talented.
He
And
is.
such
He
a
very is.
nice
He really is.
man.
No, I meant that sincerely. I
he's
forgot
quite
what
the
European
showman,
country.
though. I'll tell you. He may not be Luciano Pavarotti, but he puts on a great performance.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Alexandra,
Have you met him?
I have not had the pleasure. I wish I had. He's on my bucket list.
Yeah, he's such a nice man. I remember once we were shooting Baywatch, we were shooting on a cruise ship.
Right.
And he was always totally on time, extremely professional, always knew his lines. But when we were on that cruise ship, we were shooting with lots of people who were just on the cruise for their own cruising.
Right.
And he was late to the set every time because he was stopped by so many people on the way to wherever we were shooting. And he's so nice to everybody that, he was 15 minutes late.
No, a lot of people don't realize when you do a soap opera, and he was in soap opera for a lot of years, you're coming into people's houses, so everybody feels like they know you.
Exactly.
So he had to deal with that kind of fame too.
Yeah.
That's really big fame.
Yeah, and exactly. And he handled it so beautifully, which was so great, by the way, on the show Baywatch, because there were so many. I had actually been acting for 10 years before I started Baywatch, but a lot of the actors had never done any kind of work before.
Right.
So
Oh, wow.
And then all of a sudden they became so famous and well-known.
Yeah.
And so to have the lead actor on the series be so kind to people, so professional every day, he was always the first on the set and the last to leave, was really good role modeling. So that these young actors who became famous so quickly none of them became divas.
Right.
Right. Well, you know what? It's funny you said that you said a lot of people who had never acted before. The way the show played out, you would never tell. Like it looked like everybody that was there was already pretty much seasoned.
A natural, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's so nice of you, because we often get, at the time, we were castigated for being, terrible actors, terrible show. But now, 25 years later.
No, you know how it is, though. Everybody likes to criticize everything.
The ratings were so big. I don't recall the trashing, to be honest with you. The ratings were like solid.
I remember critics saying that, but it didn't matter. Who cares what the critics say?
Well, the ratings speak for themselves.
The audience speaks for it. The audience tells you what's good and what's
That's where
not.
the money's at.
Alexandra, did you audition for that, or did they seek you out for the role?
I did audition, but the reason they called me in was because one of the producers swam at the same pool that I did, and we never met, but he'd heard I was a good swimmer, and so they called me in. And the funny thing was that I auditioned for the role, Pamela Anderson's role, and Nicole Eggert's role. There was no role that was really right for me. If anybody doesn't know who I am, just look me up, and you will know that I am not right to play Pamela Anderson's part, and I was too old to play Nicole Eggert's part. But they had me read anyway, and Hasselhoff, and I read with Hasselhoff, and he liked me, he said, because I was tall, because I'm 5'10", and he's 6'4" or something, and so they offered me a part. They just offered me to come in, and they wrote a part for me.
Whoa.
I got to choose a little bit of my character and who she was, and my character name and things like that.
That's pretty awesome.
That is cool.
That is. That's funny. The guy went to the same pool as you. He walked up to you. Hey, you, can you swim? Okay, you're on the show.
Did they let you keep the bathing suit did they let you keep the bathing suit just to have, or no?
No, they didn't, and I don't have one, because I know some actors will take their wardrobe from the set, but I have to say my mom taught me not to do things like that. So
I thought they'd give it to you just as a souvenir,
I do have the watch, the yellow watch that I wore.
Oh, that's cool.
That belongs in the Smithsonian.
It's a classic piece of TV. It is.
Now, Alexandra, you know what I noticed about the older shows? Don't get me wrong, I love TV today, but I just think that like shows like Baywatch and all the stuff that I grew up watching in the 80s, it was a lot more fun to do. Nowadays, a lot of these shows, it reminds me of a Domino's Pizza. You're in and out in 30 minutes, and it's just, it seemed like don't get me wrong, on the set, chemistry is important when you're doing any kind of project, but it seemed like Baywatch and all these other shows from the 80s that were such a hit, there was just something different about them that, unlike today, which, I mean, there are a handful of shows that I like The Big Bang Theory, I think is brilliantly written, but I don't think they have that same oomph like they did.
There's not a lot of shows like that anymore, no.
Well, I'll tell you that there's one thing about television that's different, and that is that now the television shows often deal with the underbelly of human nature.
You're right.
So you've got Breaking Bad, and after the success of The Sopranos, and we have Weeds, and we have,
Law and Order.
Just the sort of the seedier side of these, and they often are the leads, actually, playing people that the audience sort of learns to love, but they have a dark side to them, and that in the 80s it was a little more straightforward. And Baywatch certainly was a very Pollyanna show. We were lifeguards saving lives on the California beaches.
Right.
What's not, it sort of was a very happy show. Actually, it was a very happy set too. Wonderful to shoot. I've been in over 100 television shows and films, and Baywatch remains my favorite. People think it's funny because I'm actually a very earnest person, and I have a lot of serious things in my life, but I love shooting fun things like all the Lifetime movies I've starred in, and shows like Baywatch, and I was also on Melrose Place.
Yep.
Right.
So,
Right.
Tell me, what are your feelings about the Baywatch movie from a couple of seasons ago with The Rock?
I did see that,
I didn't see
and
it.
I loved how it looked.
Right.
And I thought, and I was so pleased because my character was actually in it, so it was kind of fun. That actress is lovely, who played me, and who played my character, Stephanie Holden. And the thing that I didn't like, though, was it was kind of crass. I thought I liked The Rock a lot, but it was a little crass unnecessarily. So.
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like what you said. Everybody's dealing with
Yeah.
everybody's dealing with the negative stuff now. It's not really nothing
A
positive.
lot of
right
the
now.
movies that they're bringing back are not
Yeah.
doing justice to the originals.
No. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, the writers of the Baywatch movie boasted that they've never seen the Baywatch series. So I thought that was sort of disrespectful.
Yeah, agreed.
And also, I like to see the remakes have some of the original cast in them. I think it's
please.
just fun.
Yeah,
But,
definitely. Sort of like
and
pass
they
the torch
did
kind
put
of thing.
Hasselhoff and Pamela in, so that was good.
Right.
But there were so many. They could have peppered us in as extras in the background. We would have had a blast.
And we would have enjoyed it much better, too.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed on your resume you said that you're an activist. What is your passion? What are you what were you activist in?
Well, my core is an environmental activist.
Oh, good.
And I've also I was vegetarian since I was 14 and became vegan 10 years ago.
Right.
So I have my own podcast called Switch for Good, which is a podcast that talks about the benefits of plant-based eating.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, wow.
And so I've had a lot of, my family is a family of activists.
Yeah.
Right.
I drove an electric car my first electric car was in 1990.
wow.
And so I've been
Didn't even
driving
know they had
electric
them.
cars
Yeah.
for,
That's when they had the long cords.
Yeah, had you back then, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Alexandra, I grew up, working out and going to gyms, and I unfortunately I ballooned up to be like over 600 pounds, and then I had the gastric bypass that took 400 pounds off me, and I still remained, thank you, to work out, but. I was old school. Now, with this, I'm very fascinated about the plant-based protein because I know nothing about it, so I have total ignorance on this.
Yeah, I'm actually curious myself.
How do you, don't we need, even though they say it's bad for you, don't you need some kind of red meat in your body?
You can take supplements. You don't have to do that.
no, you don't. And in fact, it's bad for you.
Exactly.
And if you're concerned about protein, which that's the number one question we vegans get.
Right.
But I swam 12 and a half miles and trained for it. And I did a 12 and a half ocean swim as a vegan and a 14-mile ocean swim as a vegan.
Right.
And I was able to get all my protein from plant-based sources. Now, if you want to supplement,
Right.
you can supplement with a protein powder that's based on plants.
Right.
But if you eat a whole foods, now this is key, you've got to eat whole foods diet, and you eat the amount of calories that you're supposed to eat for your body type, you will get enough protein just from the plant foods, because plant foods include green and leafy vegetables, starchy vegetables, grains if you like,
Right.
beans, nuts. There are so many sources. And in fact,
Right.
really most of us are over protein. The real
Yeah.
question to ask is, where do you get your fiber? Because most Americans don't get enough fiber.
Right.
We really shouldn't be worried about protein. I've never met an American
Right.
who's eating enough calories that has not gotten enough protein, who's protein deficient, but I've met a lot of Americans who aren't getting enough fiber.
You're exactly right.
Metamucil.
That's true.
I strive to be a regular guy.
Well, for you, because you had gastric bypass surgery, you need the protein. So
I
that's
can only
probably
speak for
why that was
myself.
big.
I know more about plant-based smoking. But that would lead to whole foods such as whole pizzas.
Yes.
You know.
But it's really good. Do you help people that have like an allergies to milk, since you're plant-based?
Yeah, I am a certified health coach. In the last couple of years, I have my own health coaching business, and I help people get healthier, improve their diets, and move more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wants to get off dairy, then I will by all means help them. But they have to want it, because
Yeah.
I, as a health coach,
Right.
don't tell people what to do. I try and guide them to be the healthiest that they
My
can
son's
be.
allergic to milk, so
A lot of people
I
are.
always, he's 12 years old. He's been allergic.
Dairy's no good, man. Dairy's
But
no
you know
good.
what? I always say he's the healthiest one of all of us, and he has the perfect body. Like he looks like he works out, but he doesn't. But he's just been dairy-free, soy-free, and all he eats is grilled
Yeah, dairy's no good. Dairy
vegetables.
clogs up your arteries and
and
everything
he
else.
does eat grilled chicken, but he loves his salad, tomatoes, cucumbers. That's his snack.
I know, speaking of needing to move more, my divorces have kind of forced me to have to move a few times, too. Yeah.
Alexandra, out of plant-based foods, what's your favorite?
Oh gosh, I tell you something. I've eaten a head of cauliflower today,
Okay.
and
Nice.
so I love cauliflower, and I dip it in hummus. So
Okay.
I just love
Hummus is
that.
good.
Yeah.
See, as an Italian, I've had fried cauliflower, which I
Yeah.
know that's not good for you. But let me ask you, Alexandra, what is the advantages of a plant-based protein as opposed to whey? Because as a hardcore bodybuilder, they pound that into you that whey protein is what you need.
Whey protein has something called casein in it, which is basically a cancer promoter.
That's what my
So
son's
it's
Yeah,
deadly
very,
allergic
very unhealthy.
to.
So
Casein.
Right.
stay away from anything that says casein or has the sort of derivative of casein.
That's right.
Wow.
Let me explain a little bit about why whey protein is unhealthy. And by the way, we've interviewed several bodybuilders on our podcast,
Okay.
and they do beautifully on plant-based foods. And if they want to supplement, which neither of them did with protein because they didn't feel like they needed to, but with protein powders. But whey, it comes from cow's milk, and we are the only species on the entire planet who drinks milk past weaning, and we are the only creature on the entire planet who drinks milk from another species. And the reason other creatures don't do this is that mother's milk is specifically formulated for the baby of that mother.
Okay.
So if you look at the makeup of breast milk from a human,
Right.
you will see that it's completely different, has so much less protein and calories than the makeup of milk from a cow, which is a calf is supposed to go from 85 pounds to 65 pounds in a really short period of time. That's not what humans are supposed to do. And it's one of the reasons we definitely shouldn't drink milk as adults, because we
agree.
don't want that kind of growth. It promotes cancer and fat.
Oh wow! So if I need to go back on my regimen and start working out again, what is there a specific plant-based protein that you would recommend that I could pick up somewhere, or?
Well, and I'm not sponsored by any protein thing, so I like Vega, and I use the berry. My sister likes the vanilla, so it's a plant-based protein with not a lot of ingredients in it, not a lot of additives.
Okay.
Alexandra, how do you feel about? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about?
I wanted.
Okay.
All right, but wait.
I'm still seeing.
No, go ahead. You go.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was that an echo?
Go ahead, Alexandra. You speak.
I'm hearing my own echo, so I'm having a little bit of hard time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I apologize.
Little Miss Muffet ate curds and whey, if you remember.
Yeah, look what happened to her.
Yeah, she lost her tuffet.
That's it. But how do you feel about resveratrol and NMN and amino acids? How do you feel about that stuff?
I prefer not to take a lot of supplements. I prefer to get things from whole foods. If we just ate whole foods, and that means foods that don't come in a package. So
Right.
no pasta, bread, even if it's whole foods. Just eat vegetables, fruits, nuts, grains in their whole state.
Right.
You don't need that other stuff. And it's hard to do, believe me, because the foods that we are drawn to, and I love sugar, are full
delicious.
of sugar, salt, fat, and these are drugs, frankly. Most of the foods we eat are like drugs, so we
sugar's
crave them. If we would just eat whole foods, we get all the nutrients, and we probably lose the weight that we need.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's, and Yeah, I'm just really familiar because I struggled with eating disorders when I was a teenager through my 20s.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, I was over it before I had to go into a bathing suit on Baywatch. But,
Thankfully.
but I have a lot of empathy for people who struggle with food because I understand that struggle and body image. So which is why I really enjoy coaching people and helping them through their cravings. And you can't tell me anything that you've done that doesn't shock me because that would shock me because I've knelt over a toilet and stuck my finger down my throat.
We could shock you. Don't worry. We could shock you.
You know what?
That's only one finger. You're good.
You spoke about your craving for sugar, and
sugar's really bad.
No, she said mush sugar.
I really didn't have a big craving for sugar, but when I was working out, there was a guy that
He's drinking
recommended a
Snapple.
supplement for me. It's called chromium picolinate, and he says you take that, and it'll reduce your craving for sugar. So it kind of worked for me.
Thank you.
I agree with you.
Did you try it?
Yeah, it was good. It did. You know, I wasn't a big sugar guy, but when you're working out, sugar and carbohydrates are the enemy. You know.
Oh yeah,
Sugar's the enemy of anybody because it's very cancer
the
producing.
carbs are even worse than the pure sugar itself.
Cancer cells thriving in sugar. Sugar's the worst thing.
My buddy Domino got popped for dealing sugar on the street.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is when I all these companies, you have like the Splenda and
that's bad too.
And that other stuff.
Worse
And
for you.
whenever I use sugar, I use pure raw sugar. If I put a spoonful in of my oatmeal or something, but that's it. I don't get carried away. I don't, because all these other stuff with the NutraSweet and all that stuff, that they said that's the worst stuff you can put in your body.
Well, look what it does to laboratory rats.
Makes them delicious.
Yeah, no, it's very bad.
Yeah.
I want to just comment on one thing, though, is that you said carbs are the enemy for people working out.
Right.
Processed carbs are the enemy for all of us, actually. But carbs like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and starchy vegetables are actually really good. And I promise you that if you take away the processed carbs, you'll be much healthier. But you don't need – potatoes are actually the most satiating food calorie per calorie. So if you're finding you have cravings after eating a lot of vegetables and fruit and you need something to sort of feel satiated, then a whole potato or a whole sweet potato is really, really good.
Yeah, tell that to
but
the
stay
Irish.
but stay away from French fries because they're really cancer producing
Oh,
too.
please, of course, yeah.
They're really bad.
Damn French.
You
And
know,
they're so good. And that's the problem is all these foods that are so yummy are, the ones that are the bad for us, but that's because they're really not natural.
Right.
And what I've learned, and I really tell my clients, is that it's not your fault if you overeat on ice cream or French fries. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because these things are drugs.
Right.
And we have to train ourselves and get into new habits rather than white-knuckling it all the time to
It's
avoid
true.
food.
And all the healthy food is more expensive, and the fattening food is easier to buy because you can get
Unfortunately,
something really fattening for $1, and that's not good. They make it easier for you to be fat.
I mean, here's the problem, though, sincerely. I mean, if we follow all these rules, and we should for our health, we might be killing other industries in this country. though.
Absolutely.
Well, of course.
yeah.
Worth it.
Well,
So
now
I
you're getting
can't-
down to the corporate level of
Exactly.
everything.
So the government could only be so far behind us. I mean, they're going to lose money, right?
It's interesting that you said that, Alexandra, because, like you said, it's not because of,
Willpower.
It's not willpower. It's the drug. And you're right, because I've seen people who are avid coffee drinkers, and they stopped drinking coffee. They were actually having withdrawal symptoms from not drinking
coffee is
caffeine.
addictive. That's caffeine.
Yeah, it's different.
You know?
yeah.
That's different.
That's not a sugar thing. That's
And
a
you
caffeine
talk
thing.
about the industries, and it is an industry because, of course, the food industry wants us to come back for more, and so they fill it with more sugar, more fat, and the restaurants too, which is why eating in is so much healthier because to make a food palatable to our highly demanding palates, we now have to add more fat, more salt, more sugar to feel like we're eating a tasty meal.
I'm pretty good. I eat really healthy, but the only thing I do like a lot, and I'm not going to turn it down, is pizza. I can't. I just love pizza too much. I can't give that
That's
up.
fair.
Do you drink coffee?
And you know what?
No.
If you feel moderate, if you feel that works for you, then more power to you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really eat that's not healthy, really.
Dave, you had a question?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, you mentioned that you had a whole head of cauliflower earlier today. Just raw? How did you have it, being that you...
She had it with hummus, she said.
No, I
Just hummus?
cooked it. I cooked it. Raw cauliflower is really, it can be hard on the digestion.
Yeah.
Because it's a cruciferous vegetable. So, I cooked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My latest crave is rice
I
cauliflower.
don't drink coffee. I heard somebody ask.
Yeah, do you
never
drink coffee? No.
Started coffee.
Yeah.
Because my food addiction started early when I was a teenager, and I was really aware that I didn't want to start anything else that was addictive, and I knew coffee was addictive. So I really have been, I've really been a very clean person. No drugs, no cigarettes, no alcohol, no coffee, no soda, none of that stuff, because I recognized really early on that I had an addictive.
That rules out a lot of things we could have in common. I am addicted to love, though.
Alexandra, you said that you're.
Might as well face it.
You say you do the certified health coach. Now, did you ever have a client or a customer that you had a difficult time with guiding, or they weren't susceptible to what you were trying to tell them, or
receptive?
Oh yes, many people have. It's so hard to change, especially with diet and lifestyle. Diet and exercise. It's extremely difficult. So people start off really excited, but then when it gets hard, a few weeks in, it can get hard. The key is to make small habit changes.
Yeah.
So that it starts to become automatic. Just like none of us really love brushing our teeth, but we do it without thinking, without making that choice, because it's part of our life. We'd feel weird if we didn't do it.
That's awesome.
See, I like spinach a lot. I like string beans. I like carrots. But I heard rice is not good for you, and I like rice too. Is rice bad for you or not? Is it not?
Carb.
He was good on the 49ers.
No, but is it good or bad? I don't know. What's your take on that?
Well, I'm not. I heard somebody say carb. I am not carb phobic, and I really think that. I mean, we don't need as much protein as we think we need in terms of what America pushes, and certainly fat. We don't need as much fat either. And if you're hungry, eating up something like I said, a sweet potato or potato is more satiating than nut butter or some kind of fat thing.
And
is rice good or bad? There's a couple things about rice. A, if it's white, it's really processed, so it's not as good for you.
Right.
I guess brown rice has fiber in it. You might have heard that it has arsenic in it, which is true, but it's different kinds of rice have different levels of arsenic, and I haven't heard of anybody dying from arsenic in rice.
Especially in my second marriage.
She had lace too, arsenic and lace.
I've heard that. You know what?
Old lace too.
It's funny you should say that about the rice, because when, like growing up, and I was talking to all these different guys, and they were all into their bodies and stuff, and everybody used to, like, anytime they ordered like Chinese food once a week, they would order like steamed chicken with white rice, and then I found out later on that white rice is stripped of everything. There's nothing in it.
No.
They used to say that brown rice was actually better for you.
Right.
Wild rice.
I think we get sidetracked, and I think if people, we don't need to have fad diets, and the minutia is not that important. The important thing and the hardest thing to do is to eat whole foods. If you eat whole foods, you will be fine. If you have some brown rice or quinoa or any of those things, carb, not carb, fat, just eat whole foods and you will be good, because you never heard of anybody binging on broccoli. You never heard of anybody binging on apples. So a lot of your food cravings will go away. It takes time if you eat unadulterated food, simple food. I read this quote that says, keep your life interesting and your food simple. And a lot of us make our food interesting because our life's not that interesting.
That's right.
We need to maybe focus on that.
I know people,
and I understand because I turn to food a lot for emotional stuff.
Yep.
So I certainly empathize.
I know some people have minds that are simple.
Well, what do you eat as a treat? Like if you want to have a dessert or something?
Carrots.
Well, I like dark chocolate a lot.
Guilty pleasure type of thing, maybe?
Yeah.
Good antioxidants.
I like carrots and celery. But
I'll tell you what,
For
if you
dessert?
remember from the
if I'm
80s,
hungry at night.
Duran Duran had a song. It was about Whole Foods. It was wild rice, wild rice.
Well, you know what I used to do when I was working out and I was down to like 190 pounds, and as a snack at night I would either maybe eat a yogurt, which I know is dairy, but I used to get baby food and spread it on a rice cake.
All right.
You know,
I can
old
dig
school
it.
bodybuilder style.
Come on, grow up, huh?
That's gross.
Grow up.
The Gerber's bananas is amazing.
But you're saying the dark chocolate is still like
Sounds
your guilty
disgusting.
pleasure?
I would definitely say the chocolate, and it is a guilty pleasure. It actually has a little bit of an addictive. It's got something in it. Like, for example, a lot of people have trouble giving up cheese.
Yeah.
And
Cheese
the
is hard,
reason
yeah.
they do is the same reason for sugar, is that there is an addictive substance
cheese.
in cheese
Yes, there is.
I like
called
cheese.
casomorphine. And the reason it's there is a very good reason. It's so that the baby bonds to the mother. But
Right.
when you're an adult, it's not so good to have that little morphine hit because it keeps you going back to cheese, which is very,
Yeah.
very
What's the word on-
unhealthy,
Yeah.
as you probably know from eating the pizza.
Right.
I love
Yeah.
the pizza.
So let me ask you something. As you get older, I know that there are a lot of concerns about nutrition in older people. I know that you're supposed to eat fewer calories, but is there something that people should look out for with their eating a plant-based diet? Is there anything else that they should take more on or eat less of?
Thinking about bone density, too, as we age.
What you call a moron?
Well, I'm 55, so I would be going into that age group of getting older. And I heard you say something about calcium. And one of the things about leafy greens, by the way, has a lot of calcium.
Vitamin
and
K
definitely
also.
For your bones, getting exercise is really important. And exercise like weightlifting and walking, even if you can, jump roping. If you can, because that helps your bones. That kind of pounding helps your bone density.
I was
But a
thinking
lot of
Linda
people
Blair
think like
exercise.
They need to have milk for calcium, but actually, what is the truth is that calcium, milk in calcium, it makes your body acidic. Milk in your body, and so to balance your pH in your body, the body will pull bicarbonate from your bones to try and balance it. So actually, people who drink the most dairy have the least strong bones, and you can find that in study after study and country after country.
Well, I try to keep my body alkaline.
Don't drink milk for strong bones.
That's
So I don't have to worry about my son then.
I try to keep my body very alkaline. I really do.
So we need a good pounding as we get older, is what I'm hearing.
I just wonder what the milk's got to do with the Hebrews.
right.
Becomes acidic.
Well, that's amazing because we were
gonna
taught
eat that? You're
milk.
gonna eat that?
Milk, it builds strong bones, and now it's totally, it's been debunked, I guess, or whatever. But growing up, you got to drink milk.
Well, you still drink it. I always tell you not.
I don't drink it. I don't drink it at all.
I don't know.
You should
Now
go for the almond milk.
Alexandra has shown me the way.
Alexandra, how do you feel about peanut
Listen
butter?
to my podcast, which for good. We have many doctors on who talk about dairy. And don't worry about your son. He's going to be healthier than all of us
Good.
as long as he eats whole foods. And if
Yeah.
he eats
Right.
green leafy vegetables, he'll be all
Yeah,
good.
he loves
And if you're
vegetables.
worried, you can always take a calcium supplement or some kind of supplement.
Yeah, because he's allergic. I mean, he's like deadly. I have an EpiPen and everything, a level 6 allergy to, like
my
you said,
goodness.
casein, whey,
Right.
all that stuff. It's pretty dangerous.
You know what's amazing is that, and I find it shocking, and is that the government pushes milk in schools. We used to get it for
course.
free,
Oh,
and
Yes.
you were supposed to drink it at snack time. But 95% of Asians have lactose intolerance. Something like 73% African Americans have lactose intolerance. Hispanics have a high rate of lactose intolerance. Native Americans also. Yet Caucasians tolerate it the most, which is probably why it's still allowed in schools.
Right.
But when little kids were getting allergic to peanuts, they were pulled from everywhere.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
The government still pushes this substance to which so many people are allergic.
Right.
Or, sorry, not allergic, intolerant.
Intolerant.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like there's more concern with the gluten
and
diets.
people are
you know.
ignorant too with my son because they're like, oh, he's lactose intolerant. No, he can't have milk. He's allergic to milk.
To milk,
Right.
And they don't understand
Just
that.
tell him he's very tolerant.
And being that I come from an Italian family too, my poor grandfather who doesn't speak a word of English, he thought there was really something wrong with my son. He goes, "What do you mean you can't put cheese on his pasta?" I'm like, he can't eat that.
Right.
You know.
My last
He can't.
girlfriend was from Asia, actually. She said she was lactose intolerant.
Oh,
See, I knew there was a problem with those government, school diets when they put pizza and lima beans together as a kid. So they have no idea what they're talking
And she
about.
drove a cataract.
Alexandra, let me ask you a question.
And a
I
Rankin.
noticed this. I was born in the 60s. I'm 53. And I noticed when I was a kid, there maybe two people in the whole school had allergies. Now it seems more widespread.
Oh, that's true.
It's all processed food.
Is that because of the food we're eating? Or?
Processed? Yeah, everything's processed and fast food and junk.
I think one of the reasons why young people have allergies is because we're so hygienic now, and with all the antibacterials, that we're not giving kids the immune system that they need, and they don't go outside and play in the dirt and get as dirty. And they basically, I think that's definitely one of the reasons.
yeah, they
That's
don't
interesting.
develop an
Get that
immune
pound of
system.
dirt on you
That
as a
is
kid.
interesting.
Yeah, they're inside playing video games.
Everything is about your immune system. Everything. If
really
you keep your
is.
immune system strong, your body can fight off
It
anything.
makes sense. It does, though.
How do you feel about peanut butter?
Well,
Peanut butter. I gotta know what you feel about peanut butter, because that's one of my weaknesses.
Well, I also, yes, I can stand and eat 4 tablespoons standing in front of the refrigerator.
Yep.
Right.
Small tub.
I highly recommend that you use unsalted and then peanut butter that just has peanuts in it and
Okay.
nothing else. Are you doing that?
No, I eat Skippy.
That's funny.
Then I
That poor
recommend
dog.
You take 1 tablespoon. This is what I tell my clients. You take 1 tablespoon, put it back, walk away, eat that tablespoon. If you feel like you need to go back, then go back. But at least don't stand there mindlessly eating. It's one of the things that I've learned as a health coach, and I learned when I was studying, was that if you just put foods that weren't good for you hidden away and a little bit hard to get to, you will be much less likely to grab them. If you should put healthy foods on the table,
Right.
healthy foods in the front of the shelves, on the shelves at eye level, and the other things, put them harder, farther away, or better yet, don't even have them in the house, because they are drugs.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way you need to deal with your peanut butter, or get the natural kind, which you might not like as much.
Yeah, I probably
No,
wouldn't
it's
like
actually
it.
a lot better.
Yeah, it actually is.
I like
That's
the natural.
amazing. I really appreciate this info. I got to go back a few things I wanted to mention, because I've been a big fan of yours for a long time. And one of the movies that you were in, and I always felt this was a great movie that never got the attention it deserves. It was American Flyers. What a great movie that was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a movie that I did with Kevin Costner.
Yep.
Right.
And Ray Don Chong. And the reason it didn't get the attention it deserved was that Warner Brothers, which was the studio associated with that film, was putting out the Tina Turner Mel Gibson Thunderdome that same summer.
Yeah.
So they put all their money into that and not a lot of
okay.
money into this great family sports movie.
Yeah, and it was especially at the ending when he thought it was the brother, but it was actually him, and it was, oh my God. But now you were in one of the most iconic horror movies of all time, 1983's Christine. What was it? Two-part question here. What was it like filming a horror movie, and did anybody have any idea at the time that it would have blew up to be this big, like
Cult hit.
Yeah, cult classic.
Oh, well, thank you so much for bringing up Christine. That was my first feature.
Right.
So
Oh, wow.
it remains very dear to me. No, we had no idea. It was an $8 million movie.
Wow.
It was a Stephen King book, so
That's right.
based on a Stephen King book, and he was popular, and John Carpenter had done Halloween. So, but I certainly had no idea, because I didn't even watch horror films. I'd never seen any of John's films, and I hadn't read a Stephen King book until I got that part.
Oh wow.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
I love that car too. That was a
Yeah,
great car.
that was an awesome
I'd like to have one of those now.
Yeah, we had 20. I think it was 23 on the set, and all but 3 were smashed.
Oh my God!
And you couldn't. They've talked about remaking it. In fact, I think Paramount had the rights until a couple months ago. They had the rights, and they were trying to talk about what car would be the car that they would use for Christine, because the '57 Plymouth Fury they didn't want to use that now. They would use another car. I don't know. What car would you think?
Trans Am, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, Trans Am.
Oh, that's a tough one. Wow.
That is a tough one.
Maybe
Well, they could actually do it digitally now,
a
right?
Ferrari now.
Yeah,
Something.
that's
Right?
Good.
They can.
65 Mustang.
A Ferrari, maybe Lamborghini, something modern.
A Charger is nice. Yeah, that would look nice.
Especially for an electric car.
Alexandra, what's your take on remakes? Because you're a veteran actress. You've been around a long time in the business. Sometimes I think they should leave well enough alone. Because sometimes lightning doesn't strike twice. Were you in favor of them remaking it?
You know what? I just because I was curious, and of course I would hope to play the mother now instead of the young ingenue.
Right.
So yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool, very good.
Now, I see you playing the adult girlfriend of a radio host.
Are you still acting now? Are you sort of semi-retired now? Or are you more concentrating on the?
She's semi-retired. She goes
Yeah,
halfway to work and she comes back home.
Yes.
I just finished a movie actually about two or 3 weeks ago for Lifetime again.
Oh, good.
And I have another independent movie coming out called Say Yes that's coming out this spring or summer, early summer.
Oh,
But
okay.
I love all the Lifetime Movie Network movies. I always get made fun of here from these guys for watching.
You know what? They are great movies, Alexandra. But you know what I call
Tell her
them?
the truth. Go ahead.
This is not it's a great network. But as a guy, as an alpha male, I call it movies to slit your wrist by.
That's what they tell me.
You know what's
your
funny
vegan
is that,
wrist.
yeah, here in the United States, Lifetime is very much the woman's network. But when you go overseas to islands, islands in the Caribbean and things where they don't have movie theaters,
Right.
and they all watch TV, men and women alike just love Lifetime because it gives them a steady diet of movies that they can watch.
Right.
So in countries where there's not a lot of movie theaters, Lifetime is popular by everybody.
I'm not ashamed to admit, after an 8-ball, I'll cry my eyes out at Lifetime movies.
You know what? You might be getting a lot more calls from Lifetime now. Lori Loughlin's out. They're going to need a replacement.
She was Hallmark, not Lifetime.
Oh God! Yeah, she was Hallmark.
Oh, was she Hallmark?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought she was
That's
Lifetime.
the other channel.
Well,
They
they-
split the other wrist.
She's a card.
Don't worry. I'll make a call. She'll get more work. I know a guy over at Lifetime. But
Thank you.
Getting work for a while.
Alexandra, I really appreciate you taking the time with us.
And thanks for all the info, too.
It's
That was
amazing.
Please, of course.
And I definitely want to tune into her
hungry now.
podcast.
Yes.
Yes. When
Because pods are whole food.
Yeah. When is the
It's called
podcast?
Switch for Good, and it's the digit 4, and you can find it on any podcast platform. But actually, this week, we've only been up for 2 months, but iTunes have nominated us for one of their new and noteworthy podcasts.
Oh,
So
wow.
Wow.
we're happy about that.
And
Congratulations.
if you guys ever want to be syndicated with Hamilton Radio, let us
Yes,
know.
we can make that happen. Absolutely.
For real.
It
For
goes.
real.
It's
Yes.
worldwide,
Thank you.
This is worldwide. That is correct.
Yes.
and it goes to it goes like over 3 million soldiers alone.
That's
Just from
right.
that- just from that alone.
Easy. Is there a website that you have or that people can go to if they want to check it out? For your
If they,
others?
yes, switch for good, and then it's the digit 4. So it's switchforgood.org/podcast is how you can find the different places where our podcast is posted.
Good. Okay.
And then you can find me at alexandrapaul.com,
Okay.
or my coaching site is alexandracoaching.com.
Cool.
Alexandra Coaching. Very good.
Alexandra, can we ask a favor? Can you do a station ID for us?
Sure.
Just all you got to do is this is going to be a little longer. Just introduce yourself and say you're listening to Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network. You may want to write it down.
Yes, I do want to write it down.
She's a pro. She can hear one take.
It's a long one, I know.
They call her One Take Alexandra, I know.
Well, while you're writing this down, I just want to add that I've been a big fan of yours for most of my life.
And what is it? Animal House Radio on...
Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network. On the Hamilton Radio Network. So just introduce yourself and say whatever you want to say like that.
Yes.
And you can go anytime you want.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Paul, and you're listening to Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network.
See,
Yeah. Got it. One take.
I tell you, one take.
Well
I
done.
told you. Alexandra, thank you so much. I know it took us months to get you on. You were doing, you were actually in school, and I'm glad that you passed with flying colors. And seriously, consider yourself a friend of the
Thank
show. If you ever want to promote
And
anything, you let me know.
Come on, anytime you want.
Oh, please.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all. And I'm so sorry that I couldn't hear because I was hearing my own
I don't think
echo.
we don't think
So
it was you.
If
We think
I was speaking over you, I apologize.
we don't think it was you. We were rewiring everything today, and I think
We
everything
like to
is
blame the
screwed up.
engineer here.
Yes,
It's,
it's all Gene's fault.
my voice is the only one
No
you really
problem.
need to remember.
God bless, and we'll talk soon. Thank you. Give her a
Thank
round
you
of
so
applause.
much.
Thank you.
Alexandra Paul.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now, dude.
That was great.
All I can
That was
say
a lot of
is
good information.
Too hot.
I like
hot
Judith
damn.
got in there and she threw a few punches. All
Yeah.
right, Judith, way to go.
you were
Downtown
good. You
Judith
were good.
Brown.
She called us morons, though, Judith.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, it's right. It's not wrong.
Hey, who are you? Are you supposed to be in this class?
No.
Today I am. Remember that? Fast time. Are you
Yeah.
in my class? Today I am.
I don't know, man. I looked at the sheet. It says 325.
Spicoli, who ordered the pizzas?
Where the
Welcome
hell have
back,
you been?
Dave.
Yeah.
We missed
All
you.
over.
Yeah, what are you doing a new place and everything?
That too.
There you go. Very
Oh, you
good.
got
They
it.
my basement's done. My patio just got done today.
Good for
I
you.
gotta do some work with the
Might as
siding
well
and
take
closets.
advantage.
So are you in, though? Are you in there? Or
Oh,
you
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's been in right before the holidays. You were
He
in,
said
right?
he
No,
even
I-
moved Pet Cemeteries over.
Yeah, March 1st, basically the official move-in.
Oh, okay.
Well, the unofficial move-in, but you know.
Good. You must be excited, man.
HorrorCon is this weekend, and they're having a Pet Cemetery reunion.
I saw that. I'm very upset.
James Conn is
Where
Are
is
you
it
not going to be around?
Where
It's
is it?
Atlantic City.
When?
This
This
weekend.
Well, what day are you going?
Friday. Well, we're going
It's
Saturday.
yeah.
I want to go.
Okay,
Cool.
you come. Absolutely. If you want to, you want me to
Absolutely.
get you anything, Dave, from that, or like maybe a poster or something?
I have no idea.
That way
he
you
can't
can
even
hang
think.
it
I'm
up.
barely awake. I have no idea what I want from something on Saturday that's coming up that I only found out about yesterday.
Well, this is our long lost co-host,
Yes,
Dave
this is
Hodge.
How are you?
This is downtown Judith Brown.
Hello.
She's the executive director
Director.
of Motions.
The hair
For
salon?
independent living.
Just, Monmouth Ocean, by the way.
Mama
Center
Doja,
for
that's
Independent Living. Yes, I always mess that
And
up.
Paul, while you sneeze.
So my son
I
should be
said I
listening
blushed.
right now, so that way he knows where to put me in a couple of years.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody that when you sneeze, like 10 people said, "God bless you."
Yeah,
on
it was so
Facebook.
funny.
Yep.
Not me. My jacket's soaked.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh gosh.
But we had a rough start because Gene was too busy going next
Makes
door and
sense.
going, this is where our light switch is going to go, and this is where the door is that I put the key in and it don't work, but I had to kick it to lock it.
Hey,
It's only a little echo.
Thanks to everybody here, I got to speak to Alexandra Paul.
Yes, there
And
you
guess
go.
who's the only one that's going to speak to her again? The Eggman.
The Eggman. There you go. Well, you're
I'll
gonna,
have her eating red
Wait
meat
a
like
minute.
you wouldn't believe.
are you
Oh.
gonna, you're going to be cheating on Tawny Katane?
Hell yeah, I haven't heard from Tony in a while.
Yeah, she dumped you, so screw her.
Exactly.
No
Oh,
who
gosh.
tickets for either one of
She's
them
a
yet.
whole food, I'll tell you that
Gonna
much.
say my inquiring mind questions.
All right, let's say
Yeah.
that, and then we'll
Since
get
we're
caught
late.
up with Judith, and then
Yep.
we'll
So, what's the most beautiful place you've ever been? 2, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? And 3, you're about to get into a fight. What song comes on as your soundtrack?
These are nice, good questions. I like these. These are easy.
Yeah.
These are nice. I like these.
I don't have to think too hard on these
So,
ones.
I have a few responses from online.
Don't tell them yet. Let us give ours first. We don't want to be. We don't want to be
You don't want to be
influenced.
out. You don't want to be out.
We don't want to be influenced.
Yeah. All right, so we'll let our guest go first.
Yep.
Judith Brown.
Oh, okay. So
was
the
the first
first one was
What's the most beautiful place you've ever been?
Maui.
Maui.
Yeah, everybody, I would say Hawaii's got to be up there, right? With everybody, yeah.
It's paradise.
It's like a garden.
gorgeous
It's like a
place.
beautiful
I
garden.
thought you were going to say Motion, Center for Independent Living.
That's the
I
second.
He's
love
got
the
you
place,
there.
but I work there. It's great, but come on.
It'd be like if you lived in Maui, you wouldn't appreciate it. the
No,
same.
Right.
Motions,
But you
motions
like
is
the
nice.
Wowie.
Motions is nice when all the phlegm comes up. It's very nice. Very nice to time of year.
Well, the
a nice
teeth come
place.
out, then the party begins.
No, the great people, but Maui's the most beautiful place I've
Maui.
ever seen.
Yeah.
So the second one was.
Oh yeah.
We do one at a
what's-
time. We only
yeah.
do one at a time.
Oh, so okay.
Jumping the
All right.
gun, Judy, you're on now.
Sorry.
We'll have Dave answer this section.
Judy's busy. She's got places to go.
7 Mile Beach, Grand Cayman.
7 Mile Beach, what?
In Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman. And you, Tim?
Came and went.
You came and went?
No, he did.
What about you?
Believe it or not,
We went to Cayman.
Clancy's Tavern.
my parents' backyard on a late spring day.
Aw.
That's gorgeous.
My fondest. I mean, and it was a rough childhood, but God, the
But that was the
backyard.
best.
Yeah, best thing I've ever seen.
Aw.
That's nice. I like that.
See, now you got the fuck.
See, I've never been to Hawaii. I always wanted to go to Hawaii. I've never been there, but
Yeah.
that would probably be one if I went there. But I
Very
have to,
expensive.
I have to say, I like Paradise Island, and I like Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
I like those two places a lot. I like the tropics, though. I do like the tropics.
That's cool. And you, Carlo? The
I-
world traveler.
Yeah, I loved
Cuyahoga
I know,
Falls.
Clifton Heights.
Clifton Heights, PA. That's it.
There you go.
You've solved the case.
No, he likes the iron section, and you know.
I would have to
Ironbound.
be. There's two places. I loved it. You know, it was great. It was because of the company I had. When me and Gisela went to Texas, was beautiful because we saw all the sights. And then second would be
Where in Texas,
St.
though?
Thomas
Fort Wat.
in the Virgin Islands. Oh my God!
Yeah, I like
it
the
was
islands.
just I took a moped and I went riding around. And I saw
How'd you
all
get
these-
there by a moped? It's all,
You
it's all
rent
water.
them.
It's an ocean.
You
How'd
rent
get there?
them.
You go
Yeah.
really fast.
This little road, yeah. And I wound up crashing and busted my knee up too.
I went to the Alamo. There wasn't
Well,
one car.
I don't remember
The basement was terrible.
where, but the place that you took me to when we first started dating, that beautiful scenery.
What did he put in your
overlooking-
drink?
Eagle Rock Reservation.
Oh
in-
my God.
In West Orange.
Took my breath away.
Yeah, you see, it's like where you
Swazi.
pull up.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
actually where the High Lawn Pavilion is. The restaurant.
Yeah.
You pull up and you could see for miles the whole skyline.
It
and
was very, very
It's like a
nice.
lover's lane.
Yeah, I went to a wedding there.
Son of Sam hangs out over there. You know.
It's a
shit like
Chinese
that.
place,
He only
High
took
Lawn.
me there once, and I'll still remember it.
It's beautiful,
It's
isn't
beautiful.
it? It is. Good question.
All right, so now Ed Ruffalo, his favorite place is a brothel.
Makes sense.
Mike Lepowski, Bermuda.
Nice.
Richard Petrowski, Hawaii.
See?
And Billy Milko, between my women's thighs.
There you
Nice.
go.
There's a guy trying to get laid.
Notice he said women's, which means more than one
Women's
women's.
thigh.
Well, did he use the S or was he using the Y in the middle?
Right?
Yeah, if it's only
Women.
thigh, that must be McCartney's
No,
second
I
word.
don't know.
He said his women's, which,
His
which
women's.
means she's schizophrenic.
There you go.
So, second one, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Judith?
That's a tough one, but probably don't go to bed angry.
That's always a good one. Yeah.
Ah,
That is
okay.
true.
That's
Tough
If-
tough to do.
Especially when you're by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad told me people suck, and the sooner you're able to deal with that and be comfortable in your own skin knowing that, the better your life's going to be. Now, I was 4 when he told me that, so it's probably a little wrong. But it's solid advice. And when I got older, I was like, son of a bitch, he's right.
And there is no Santa Claus.
Dave, would you turn around?
Like, he told me that before he told me about no Santa Claus.
Dave, would you turn around and give that same advice to goddamn intern?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I still, I didn't, wasn't as abrasive as my father was doing it. But I'm
No.
like, listen, just remember, people suck. Enjoy
Okay.
life. Enjoy the ride.
Go ahead, Tim, because I know you got 100 megaton bomb waiting to drop on
No,
this.
I don't. Sincerely, don't get into a car if there's a fat man named Clemens in the back seat.
That's smart.
That was my nickname growing up.
Take the cannolis.
Yeah.
Take the cannolis, leave the gun.
All right, Paul, what is it?
I can't hold the sugar.
Don't ever get killed by a chicken truck?
I have two. My father told me, don't believe anything you hear and half of what you see.
Right.
And the other one was, the other one, best advice I got was on a pencil. It said, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Nice.
Okay,
And
well,
I've
that's
always-
definitely all you.
Yeah.
This was a funny one, but it makes sense.
Charlie's
even
here.
though he kind of made it. My grandfather said, don't get your dick caught in your watch pocket.
Yeah.
That's what he
True.
said.
That's true. It's hard to do, but yeah, you could do that. It's a good
Oh
trick.
God.
That's pretty well hung, though.
It's
you
funny
have to
that you're
admit.
saying grandfather, because mine was also. My grandfather always said, no matter how much money you have in your pocket, it could be just a penny, but you walk around like that's $1 million.
No, Mario.
But you can't have money in your
Mario.
pocket if your dick is stuck in it. That's all. So you can't.
That's,
Well,
no,
he's got the watch.
But it's in the
I
watch
don't know.
pocket, so you can still put money in
Oh,
the
he
other.
could do it. I'd watch.
So Ed Ruffalo, no one ever gives me advice. Like people would just randomly come up to me and start telling me what to do and how to do things. Mike
like
Lebowski, stay close to your friends, but closer to your enemies. Richard
Somebody
Petrowski,
watches The Godfather.
you never get free
Sun Tzu.
lunch. And Billy Milko, this is funny.
I get lots of
If
free
you
lunches.
and your spouse argue naked, you will both forget what you're fighting about.
True.
Oh,
That's almost like Judas. That's almost like Judas.
Yeah.
I'm good about
No,
angry.
not even.
And 3, so you are about to get into a fight. What song comes on as your soundtrack?
Wow.
Revolution by the Beatles.
Wow.
The
look
fast
at-
version or the slow version? There's 2 versions.
The one with the big scream in the front of it. That's what I'm.
That's
The
both of
fast
them. That's
version.
both of them.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
the fast version. Yeah.
I have no idea.
We'll come back to you.
Whatever's on.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
The
Yeah,
Traveling
but not the-
Wilburys.
The Traveling Wilburys.
All right, Tim. The hood's got to be the
Horse
Who.
is a horse, of course.
No one can talk to a horse, of course. No, it's got to be something real kick-ass song. Go to Paul next.
All right, go ahead.
Rocky. The theme song for Rocky.
Rocky? What
The
about
Teletubbies
you?
theme song. I'm going with that.
There you
So,
go.
Okay. The Game by Motorhead.
Oh, wow.
You
Okay.
Motorhead.
Mine is funny. Man-eater. Whoa, whoa, here she comes.
Watch out,
Bubba,
boy,
she'll
you'll lose
chew
your
you up.
nuts. Yeah.
And then Ed Ruffalo, Animaniacs.
Nice.
Hi, this is Yakko
Mike
Warner.
Lebowski, The Beast Inside of You. Richard Petrowski, Walk by Pantera. And Billy
okay.
Milko, The Trooper by Iron Maiden.
That's
All
a
right,
great
all good
song.
songs.
Bulls on Parade.
Fanfare for the Common Man.
Fanfare
By
for the
who?
Common Man.
How about the
no,
cow?
no, it's by ELO.
How about the
ELP, rather.
How about the cow sills, the rain in the park, and the other things?
There you
Yeah.
go. Tiny Tim, tiptoe through the tulips.
Oh, Tiny Bubbles, Don Ho. That gets me amped
Tiny
up.
Bubbles.
Tiny Bubbles.
Not Eenie, the itsy bitsy polka dot
Yellow polka dot bikini.
It's the end of
Brian
the world
Hyland.
as we know it. REM.
I was in the service with his brother, Brian Hyland. His
Do
brother.
you want to do trivia for next?
Oh, we could talk to Judith, then we'll get
Oh,
to
yeah, that's
trivia.
right. We gotta-
Judith, real quick.
Yeah.
Is your name actually Judith or is it Judas and you got a lisp?
Yeah. No. What's really funny is people who speak other languages all call me Judas, and it's like no, Judith.
Okay.
Judith.
Well, you're.
Yeah.
At, I can see why they call it Judas. You're at the end of the table.
That's like the Mexican. That's like the Mexican people used to come in the pizzeria. Give me 2 lice and 1 Pepsi. They can never say Pepsi. They say Pepsi. All right. Back in the studio is our dear friend. Second time she's been on this show, and she's traumatically scarred from it, but it's too late.
It's a glutton for
But she
punishment.
still came back.
She is the
It's an
executive.
addiction.
Yeah, it's a Stockholm syndrome. That's
Yes.
what it is.
She's the executive director of Motion Center for Independent Living. I got it right this
Yes.
time.
You
All this
did.
food talk,
and
it's
Motion
Munchausen
is
for me.
short for Monmouth and Ocean Counties, by
She's
the way.
yes. It's
Right.
it's
Right.
not a. It's I thought it was a place
It's
where you
all
buy hot
caps.
tubs.
That's Hot Tub Johnny's.
Yeah. People have been misspelling that the right way all the time.
Sure.
But no, it's Monmouth and Ocean. So you spell ocean with put an M in front of it, and that's us.
Right. And you got a big gala coming up on
Yes, we
April
do.
11th,
Damn
30th
it, How big is
anniversary.
this gal?
Thank you. Sorry, say it again.
How big is this gal?
Oh, she's pretty big.
She's 30 years
She's-
old, big.
Yeah, she's 30. We make 30 look really good.
Wow.
Yeah, we were founded in 1989, which is really weird to say because I remember 1989 fairly clearly.
Then you could be
when-
a
when
history
we-
teacher.
I remember it, yeah.
When were you lost?
No, we're going to celebrate 30 years of helping people with disabilities in Monmouth and Ocean County, and we're going to be over at the Sheraton in Eatontown.
Yes,
Ah,
Route
that's-
35.
That's
Yep.
where Jimmy Randazzo got clipped.
Jimmy Randazzo. He was with Tony
He did in the
Cagazzini.
parking lot. I swear to God.
Vinny,
that's not
Vinny
even-
Carabonato was there too.
That's all right, though. He didn't see it coming.
Hey, Tim, you know, it's April 11th. Maybe you could be Judith's escort for the evening.
I'll tell you why. Maybe I should. You want to know why for real?
Yeah, for real.
April 11th. Guess whose birthday that is?
Yours?
That's mine.
Oh, well,
Oh, there you go.
That's right, sugar. I'll turn you vegan.
we'll have somebody jump out of a cake for you. How's that?
Just no hummus. It
It's
makes
got
me
to be.
falafel.
Wait a minute. The cake's got to be sugar-free for Tim.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll cheat with her. Believe me. That's right.
So tell us about the
gonna
gala.
have
Tell about the gala. Tell us about the gala. So it's at the Sheraton in Eatontown.
So Sheraton and Eatontown, 30
People love
years of us, and we're doing, of course, we're doing an auction. We got a bunch of really cool gifts. This is something I'd never seen before. We had donated to us. It is an adult electric tricycle.
You scared me there for a second.
when you said adult.
Yeah, I know.
Adult electric dildo.
I thought they had those already.
That's what I thought. Something battery operated. Coming.
Oh,
Well,
God.
this is battery operated, but it goes
That's
for like
so
three.
weird.
Yeah, it goes for like $3,000.
Yeah, they're
for
expensive,
new.
yeah.
They're very
Wow.
expensive. So that was donated. We're going to be raffling that off. We got a bunch of
You need that, Carlo, to go to work.
Yeah, right.
We got. Ooh.
We had people came to Monahans with
You
those
know what?
things.
You get it on the installment plan. You won't live that long, so it's a bargain.
Yeah, right.
We said the people at Monahans just come on those because they had the license.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know.
We also got 5 tickets to Disney.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah, 5 park hopper tickets. So
I got 3 driving there.
Yeah.
Which movie?
The actual Disney
I was going to
park,
say
right?
Dumbo, but no, we're not going to.
The one down in Florida, Disney World?
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool.
Hey, well, they
Very
bought
cool.
Fox now, too. That's got to take off. ain't it?
Listen, Judith.
Just a certain part of
the,
Fox.
the next big event you have, you got to hire Paul Veneer.
Why?
Oh, yeah. God forbid you hire me. Yeah.
He says why?
Because he does comedy and
He's a
music.
tornado.
And if you have
He's
6
3
hours to
hours.
kill, he's your man.
6
No,
hours.
sincerely, he is the best.
He's a 3-hour
He
guy,
is
but
the
he goes
best.
into overtime.
Overtime all
he
the
is
time.
the best.
He's very
Personable.
Yes, and he's very he's got a lot of it's very
He's
visual.
funny.
I'm going to
He's
miss me when I'm
entertaining.
gone.
He talks to everybody in the crowd, and he's a lot of fun, and he's not offensive. And
Yeah.
believe me,
Well, we would gladly have you come down to the gala. Absolutely.
Well, the gala, I'm working that day.
Oh, but well, listen. The next thing that we're doing, the next big event is the Beach Bash. We're
I remember
actually,
them.
Yeah.
He likes the beach.
Oh well, so the city. I think I told you.
What
last
day is
time,
the beach bash?
It is September 22nd. It's a Sunday.
Oh.
Perfect. My dad said I was the son of the beach.
Teeth optional.
And I can't go there.
I'm a beach nut. I'm a beach nut. I chew a lot of gum.
That's it.
go.
But no. So last time
Yeah.
I was here, the city. We were talking about the city of Long Branch. We did this beach bash last year,
Right.
and the mayor and the council people came down. The assemblyman for the 11th district came down.
Why, you're making too much noise?
Yeah, absolutely. We were having a party, man. We had 3 bands. We had small crowd. It was 125 people.
Midgets?
there you go.
But the point is, they got real excited about this, and they
Right.
went out and bought special decking, not those blue mats, but special decking for
Right.
the beach at North Bath Avenue. So all summer this summer, for the entire season, there's going to be a dedicated handicap-accessible beach.
That's so
where
cool.
You can bring down
good.
wheelchairs, walkers, the big electric wheelchairs. They can all get down there right on the sand, and we're
Because
very
wheelchairs
excited.
are real good on the sand.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
is that actually North Bath or North Bass because of the lisp?
North Bath.
North Bath.
A Long Branch.
There's a great street sign and it's North Bath, so it says no bath.
Right.
Which I'm surprised that it's still up on the pole there. People must have been fighting.
It's
to
so
pull that
cool.
thing down.
Oh, I know a 70-year-old dancer.
When
She's
I-
still up in the pole, too.
When I first
Amazing.
moved to Jersey, 5 years ago, when I got my job in Long Branch at Ocean Place Resort and Spa, it was so cool because it was not too far from Bath Avenue, and I grew up in Brooklyn on Bath Avenue.
Right.
Oh wow.
So it's like that was like my
And you
little
take baths.
calling.
And you take baths,
and
too.
I take a lot of baths.
Yes, it all
Listen,
adds
I
up.
don't think you should have the midgets at this event because they wind up getting in everybody's hair.
They get stuck in the sand. They get stuck in the sand.
Yeah, right.
Okay. No.
There you
you
go.
can't-
Turn the page.
You can't get any money. You
Right.
can't get any money off of them. They're
Yeah,
a
but
little
they're half
short this
price.
week.
Where in Long Branch is that going to
The
be?
Sheraton. Oh no, that's the.
Okay, so the beach on Ocean
Bath.
Avenue at North Bath Avenue.
Right.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a
It's right near Pier Village. It's right near
There's
that area.
water.
Oh, okay.
We're just a little bit north of,
Yeah.
of Pier Village.
Right.
Or excuse me, we're a little south of Pier Village at North Bath.
Yeah, you're near the heart of the town mostly. Isn't it?
It's a Frenchman, Pierre Village.
Pier Village.
So
That's so
you
cool.
have April 11th at
April
Motions.
11th is a Thursday.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's my birthday.
Oh, I thought it was a Friday. Okay.
Oh, he's available.
It's
Yeah,
the day
yeah.
after Sam Kinnison's death.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
thanks for bringing everything down.
Yeah. No, but they're going to be celebrating their 30th anniversary.
Oh.
It's a gala at the Sheraton in Eatontown, April 11th. So if
And
anybody,
so, do you need? Do you have tickets you're selling for this event?
Yeah, you can call the office at, I can give you the number.
yes, absolutely.
It's 732-571-4884. Tell them you want tickets to the event. We've got a we're going to have a great time.
Yes, Trump 2020.
Do you know the prices for the tickets? For anyone? wants?
Tickets are $100, but we do make exceptions for people who come to volunteer to help.
Okay.
What kind of help would you guys need? For volunteer basis, sincerely.
Pushing wheelchairs through the
We've
sand.
got fans.
This is one of those rare moments where he's being serious.
Yeah, no, seriously. Moving
Well, that's
and
because I'm
shaking.
not XM.
Oh.
So moving in what? Sorry.
Moving and shaking, all the setup, breakdown, stuff like that.
I do enough moving and shaking in the sand.
He's a movie, a shaker from
Yeah,
way
he's
back.
got Parkinson's.
They think I'm breakdancing. It turns out I was having a fit.
So that's good. The $100. It's a sit-down dinner or a
Yeah.
buffet.
And if you
No,
volunteer,
It's
it's
a sit-down
$200.
dinner.
Yeah.
If you volunteer, it's $200.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have sponsorships and that sort of thing available.
Really?
know,
Do you have little
yeah.
rafts?
Sorry?
You got sponsorships. Do you have like rafts?
Okay, I'm just...
Rafts. He means like sponsor. You said ships. He said
Ships,
rafts.
ships, rafts.
Rafts. Now he has a list.
Pretty bad when we have to explain the jokes.
Yeah, it's not
It's
working. You have to
contagious.
tell me what
I even told you my birthday. You know.
Judas, just kick the shit out of him after the show's over.
Oh, it's not hard these days. My diet is
You don't
terrible.
have to wait till afterwards.
Yeah.
That'd be good if she kicks a shit on him. He'll be disabled and he can go for free.
This is a good point. But I got to volunteer to be disabled.
All right, so listen up. If you want tickets, please support this tremendous organization.
gonna be great.
732-571-4884. Buy a ticket. Even if you don't go, maybe just sponsor the event. It's really worth. They're helping people with disabilities, and they help everybody.
Yeah.
And it's
a great cause.
Yes, April 11th at the Sheridan in Eatontown.
Be lots of prizes.
Yeah, maybe you might
Not
get
just little prizes. They talk about
Disney World. Yeah. Yeah.
5 tickets.
Electric tricycle.
Electric-
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some really good
$3,000
stuff.
worth and
Yes.
a lot of other goodies.
And you're doing something good. You're doing something good. And you don't want to buy tickets in advance. Just go. If you last minute you realize
Well,
you're
the
off,
best
go.
things about these is like you're not just going and having a good time. You're actually donating to emotions, right?
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, you're eating, you're laughing,
Right.
you're dancing,
And you're helping disabled
and you're
people.
having a great time
Exactly.
in
You're
the
having a
process.
Those are
DJ?
emotions.
Are you having a DJ, Judith?
Yeah, we got a DJ. We have Alex Cameron from Elite Entertainment.
Okay.
Also want to give a shout out real quick to the local Center for Independent Living here in Mercer County.
Okay.
The Progressive Center for Independent Living is actually over in Hamilton. It's real close
cool.
by.
Oh, that's right here. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
called Hoshians.
Yeah, no-
Ocean.
Actually, no, they call it Pickle.
Oh wow!
Hey, Tim, here we go, Tim.
love
Ready?
it.
Take off,
Pickle.
Tim.
No, I can't.
Pickle's good.
We're talking about people close to my age.
Some people come on down. Come on down and get in the pickle.
But that's awesome. So they're in Mercer County, right in here, in Hamilton.
Yep.
I think
yep.
it might be
know.
Cooser Road also.
Wow, that's
Does that sound
amazing.
familiar, Cooser Road?
Yeah, actually, it does sound
Yeah.
familiar.
Now,
but-
Hoshians is a little further south, like over in Asbury, right?
No, that's an island with black people, the Hoshians.
I thought it was for never mind. Hookers. Hosians.
Oh, that's what I
That's
said.
what it was, a Chinese
That's where I
restaurant.
was going with that.
So, Judith, I wish you a lot of luck with that, and you always are welcome here, and I hope you're going to stick around for the
There's
rest
an
of the
open
show,
door.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a
My
big
pleasure.
success for you. I really do.
All right, Joe, let's
looking
do
forward
some
to it.
trivia right now.
Real?
Okay, so everybody put your thinking caps on, because trivia.
We're not
is
doing
coming.
that.
Put your thinking cap.
And then we're going to do liar, liar.
And then liar, liar.
Okay, that's a new game we're doing, Dave.
All right.
We'll explain it as we
Allegedly.
go along.
Billy wants to know, will the
easy.
meals be meat-based? Absolutely, Billy. I could answer that, and I don't even know for sure, but I'm telling you it
No,
has
they're
to
going to serve.
Plus, yeah, the chefs are naked when they're preparing the
They're
food.
going to serve cactus parmesan.
That's because they make it from scratch.
There is a vegetarian option, but yeah, it's
Ha,
vegetarian.
but do you have a vegan option? I want Alexandra Paul to show up.
This fucking guy never ceases
Okay.
to amaze me.
Who is the best-selling hip-hop artist of all time?
Puff Daddy.
Oh.
Tupac.
P Daddy.
No.
No,
Eminem.
Jay-Z.
Very good. Eminem.
I know it was one
Eminem.
of, oh, you know what it is?
good
He just
stand-up.
surpassed Tupac recently.
You know, he sold over 100 million albums.
Since he's
Eminem.
Out of his
Dead.
car. Out of the back of his car.
Dave, I was meaning to tell you. I don't know if you saw
lived
that. Did
longer.
you see the Unsolved on Netflix about Biggie and Tupac?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I would love that. It was 10 parts, man. It was amazing, amazing show. They never solved the murder, but it was so good.
So now,
Well, officially.
Yes.
how did the
They've
Rolling...
known who's been behind it for years, but
You're
Right,
letting
there's-
people talk over you? That's a shame.
I know.
No, keep going.
Look who's calling.
And
the
what else
kettle
I heard?
black.
And one day
And
in
one-
band camp... No, I'm kidding.
How
How
you
did-
talked about her?
How
So,
did the Rolling Stones get their band name?
From Dylan's song. No, they were on before him.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones. Gathers
Rolling
No
Stones
Moss.
Gather No
they
Moss.
Stones
smoke
Gather
lots
yeah.
of moss.
That's too easy.
From what?
From
Rolling
the
S-
same.
there's a
Rolling Stone
saying,
gathers no
Rolling
moss.
Stone gathers no moss.
No.
No, too easy.
Rolling Stones.
I got no clue.
He was falling down and he was high.
Well, now they have kidney stones.
Darlene, do you know this? How did the Rolling Stones get their band's name?
Oh, Steve and Darlene got to know this. They go on tour with everybody.
They should
Foghat. Ask them a question about Foghat.
Well, I don't have questions about Foghat.
The last tour is gonna be called Kidney Stones.
All right, so you guys give up with that?
Yes.
From a 1950s Muddy Waters song. Rolling Stone.
That makes sense because Heath Richards, Muddy Waters, is one of his influences. So that makes sense.
Believe it or not, Lemmy was influenced by Little Richard.
Oh, Billy wants to know
a lot of
if
people
we've
were.
seen The Dirt. Yes, we did see it. Oh my God.
Amazing movie.
Who was the first actor to appear on the cover of Time, July 6th, 1925?
25.
Nope.
Al Capone?
Nope.
Babe Ruth.
James Cagney.
Actor.
Oh, actor. 25.
Chaplin?
Yep.
I was
Very
gonna say,
good.
I was
Charlie
gonna say,
Chaplin.
Charlie
Chaplin.
Chaplin.
Yeah.
He's the only one that would have been alive back then.
The great dictator.
Okay. What did Leonardo da Vinci invent?
A lot of
There's-
things.
Code.
There were 6 things in total.
Helicopter.
Submarine.
You can't say a lot of things.
He did though. He did a lot of things.
Dozens of
Helicopters,
things.
right?
No, he invented the camera optics.
He invented a lot of things
Camera
though.
obscura? No,
Da Vinci
that
invented
wasn't
it.
There's 6 things in total.
He actually invented an
Certain types
airplane
of-
too.
Yeah, airplanes, helicopters,
Well, a
submarines.
flying machine would be
Yeah,
that.
flying machine is it.
And what'd you say, Dave?
Submarine.
Yeah.
An armored tank. I would
Armored tank.
Armored
Okay.
tank.
say that
Wow.
instead.
Incest.
Go ahead,
let's-
next.
Da Vinci.
Come on, you're in the army.
Yeah, that's right. Now, come on,
Machine
sugar.
gun.
Machine gun?
Yep.
Wow.
That's right, sugar.
Ball bearings, parachutes,
You mean Benoit balls?
diving suit.
He was a professor, was he? Killed his
Wow.
wife and kid.
So that was it. Parachute.
Parachute.
All right. Led Zeppelin's self-titled debut album, 1969, features what image?
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Hindenburg.
Yeah, Zeppelin.
Hindenburg.
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Zeppelin.
Tom
And-
Angeli.
Tom Angeli eating black and white cookies. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Zeppelin.
Which 4 presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Unfortunately, Obama, who didn't deserve
Kennedy
one.
got more than a
Yep,
few
that's
pieces.
one. Kennedy's not
Yeah.
on there.
FDR.
No, but he did get a few pieces.
FDR. FDR.
No.
No.
Oh, Jimmy
Teddy
Carter.
Roosevelt?
Jimmy Carter, yes.
Dwight Eisenhower.
Nope.
Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, FDR.
I
We
said
said
that
that.
right.
Said that.
How
Teddy
about
Roosevelt?
No.
Teddy
Theodore
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Because he was in the
Teddy
Rough
Ruxpin.
Riders.
That's 3. Who's the last
Teddy
one?
Ruxpin.
And
Nobel Peace Prize.
Woodrow Wilson?
yep.
No.
Yep.
Woodrow Wilson?
Yep.
What an asshole. He didn't deserve it. He's the reason why we had the Federal Reserve in the IRS. Give me a break. He signed it over.
Oh my God.
He was a bad guy.
With more than 100 million viewers, what was the most watched series?
MASH finale.
Very good.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
You got that,
That's
dude.
impressive.
And that
It's
was
still
the
number
end of
one.
my trivia.
You did well.
Okay.
Liar.
All right. Let me get it set up here for you.
She's going to tell us something where you say where it's,
All right.
it's truth, which is means that's a fact, Jack, or liar, liar.
Oh, that's right. Dave hasn't been
Yes.
here for my
Liar,
liar.
liar.
Liar. Well, that
Well, I'm not a crook.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And that's the truth. That was the truth. Depending on your perspective. Depending on what is.
Not the way he said it. The way he said it was a liar.
You really got to shorten this liar.
It's 30 seconds, 22 seconds long.
I feel like I'm in
Doesn't it
a,
rmind you watching Barney or like
Yeah, that's what I
Romper
felt.
Room or something?
Yeah.
Good. It's
Teletubbies.
It builds
Magic
up
Garden.
the suspense.
Yes.
I'm not criticizing the host. Everybody else is. You remember that, sir.
Remember that on your paycheck. You'll see something extra in your paycheck.
Is somebody kissing somebody's ass right now?
I got your back,
A little
Sam.
bit.
Woo!
That's
Bend
right.
over, Carlo.
At a road.
I like
Attaboy.
it because we're cultivating a young audience now.
Yes,
I
and
like it
also
so much.
it builds
So
up the
cute.
suspense. Like I can't wait for
Oh
them
my
to-
God, I can't wait for them to just shoot out.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
I
God!
know this.
How do you know I don't have my seatbelt on?
Oh my God, I know this lie.
All right, ready? White chocolate was invented during the Great Depression by a laid-off employee of the Hershey
Ku Klux
Chocolate
Klan.
Company,
That's a fact, Jack.
who had worked there as a security guard for over 27 years.
That's a fact,
That
Jack.
is incorrect.
That's a fact, Jack.
That is
Everybody?
wrong.
Dave?
I'm gonna go
Chocolate was invented
incorrect.
years ago.
Incorrect. Liar,
White
liar.
chocolate. White chocolate.
You?
Not chocolate.
That's wrong. Of
I'm
course it
liar.
is.
You?
I say a fact, Jack.
I
And
say
you?
it's wrong.
Liar.
I say it's a fact.
You say it's a fact. Well, it's a lie.
Damn it.
No
I
one
just-
is sure of white chocolate's origin, but most chocolate experts agree it first appeared in Switzerland as a way to utilize surplus cocoa butter, which is the byproduct of cocoa powder.
You were so convincing, though.
I know.
Was it invented by the
really
KKK? That's what Billy Mills
No.
said.
Hey, I said that before too.
The spot on the bed after gay sex, is that a byproduct?
Possibly.
Okay.
Well, that's only if you like both.
Well, maybe only if they're both by guys.
Right.
Or if you got a lisp, it's both.
Number 2. It is illegal to chew gum in Singapore unless prescribed
Yes.
by a doctor.
That's a fact.
True.
That is a fact.
Yes.
That's the fact, Jack.
Yeah, I'm going to say it is.
It is true. Gum is banned because of the cost of cleaning. Discarded gum is very expensive. So
That's
the
right,
only way
yeah.
you could chew it is if it's prescribed by a doctor.
Or
You know-
get,
you know
or get
gum-
caned.
Medically.
You know how gum was invented? It was actually an accident. It was a mistake. It was someone was trying
Vinci.
to- someone
Liar,
was trying-
liar.
No, someone was trying to invent rubber or something, doing something with rubber. And
Oh,
something.
really?
And
Yeah.
gum, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you put
Like
that in your
flubber.
mouth?
Well, some women do.
Hold up. That was a fact, right?
That was a fact, Jack.
Thank you, Mr. Murray.
All right, ready?
Jen?
Chickens with red earlobes lay brown eggs.
That's what killed me.
That is true.
That's what killed me.
That's a chicken
I have
truck.
no idea.
That is
Is
true.
it
No,
the
no,
fact,
no, no.
Jack?
I'm sorry. That is wrong because roosters have red ears and roosters don't lay eggs.
Wait a minute, they have ears?
Chickens with red earlobes lay brown eggs.
No.
They don't have earlobes.
I have
Dave?
no idea about that one.
I don't know. I have to look at their fingers first.
No.
I say wrong.
So I'm a liar
Yeah.
and
I'll say it's a lie. Yeah, I don't.
a liar.
It sounds weird.
You're a liar. Am I a liar?
Yeah, they don't have earlobes.
It's true. For the most part, chicken with red earlobes lay brown eggs.
They would have told
The
us
only
this in school.
exceptions is that some of them lay blue eggs.
I know why.
Which tastes like gum,
I
and
know
you can't
why.
do that in Singapore.
I know why.
That's
Because
right.
if you squeeze their ears, they turn red, and comes out the shooter. Comes out the shooter.
Okay, ready? Number 4.
All right.
Alcohol poured into scorpion's back will cause it to sting itself to death.
That sounds weird.
Yes.
I'm a Scorpio, but I don't know
I
that.
say that's true because the scorpion's body.
Yeah, a
is
lot of
very-
Scorpios like alcohol
No,
first.
spiders can get into.
So is that a fact,
spiders-
Jack?
Yeah, spiders don't have bones, and they can get into very small cracks. So it hits their nervous
Next,
system.
Ain't no
am I
spider getting in my
a
crack.
liar or fact?
No
I'll
spiders
go
getting.
with fact.
You?
Fact, Jack.
Fact, Jack?
No spiders
Fact,
getting in my
Jack.
crack.
You?
Fact, Jack.
You're
I'll say no.
I'll say fact.
I'll
Jack.
say
Liar,
no.
liar?
Liar, liar.
I plead the fifth.
You're not sure?
I have no
A
idea.
fifth of what? Vodka?
That's it, alcohol.
It's a lie.
I got it.
It's impossible for scorpions to sting itself
Yeah,
to death
yeah.
because scorpions are immune to their own venom.
Exactly. That's what I
What
was
a
thinking.
waste of alcohol.
Somebody had to prove it, though.
Okay, ready? 5. The hardest substance in the human body is the mandible or the jawbone.
Hardest substance?
No, hardest part of the
If
body.
we're talking women, it's the heart.
I always thought it was the thigh bone. Mandible, the jawbone, really? Maybe. I'm thinking it's the thigh, though.
No, a lot of them are made of glass. I think it's a lie.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a lie too. I think it's
Lie?
the thigh. I think
Liar,
it's a
liar?
lie.
Liar, liar.
Liar,
I
liar.
think it's the
Liar,
hips.
liar?
Yeah.
Liar,
Yeah,
liar.
I think it's the thigh.
You guys are correct. The toothed animal is the body's
Oh.
Enamel.
hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Tooth animal?
Oh, okay.
Animal.
Animal.
I don't want an animal. Not
Animal.
emotions, anyway.
I use that to lose weight in animal.
There goes my lisp.
They give you no bath enemas there.
The Enamel House Radio Show.
Enamel. Okay,
The
the treadmill
Enamel House
was
Radio.
created as punishment in the Victorian era for prisoners in jail.
Wait, say that
That's
again?
why they were so thin.
The treadmill was created as punishment in the Victorian era for prisoners in jail.
Yes.
This is not the Spanish
Is
Inquisition.
that a fact, Jack?
Do not panic
I say
until I
no.
give the
Liar.
orders to
I say
panic.
no.
No.
Liar, liar.
No.
I say it's a fact.
No, they had
Jack.
the Iron
Liar.
Maiden.
But if on The Walking Dead,
Exactly,
if they
that's-
surround themselves with treadmills, they are safe.
That's
Am
why
I a
said
liar?
Liar,
Yes.
liar.
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar?
Liar, liar.
Fact.
Am I a liar?
Fact.
Liar?
Fact,
I'm a
Jack.
fact, Jack?
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. Well, it is a fact.
Wow.
In 1818, Sir William Colbert invented the tread wheel as a form of punishment
Oh, a
in
tread
jail.
wheel. That's different.
different.
Tread
His-
wheel's not a treadmill.
His invention evolved into the current treadmill,
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
and loathed by fitness
That's a trick
enthusiasts
question.
worldwide.
They
That's
invented
tricky.
the wheel centuries ago, but it's not a car. It took lots of different incarnations
Right.
to get to the car, so
I,
they're two different things.
Yeah, two different things. Tread
Two
wheel is
different-
not a treadmill.
Excuse me. Do
No, no.
not fight with the judge.
Do you know what the treadwheel was? A treadwheel is a completely different thing. It's something like being on
It's
a
a
rack.
treadmill.
Yeah.
Please do
Not
not
the same.
confront the moderator.
Exactly.
Not the same thing.
The woodpeckers are voiceless and rely on their ability to drum on wood and other objects to communicate.
Well, Washington had wooden teeth, so he must have had a woodpecker.
I knew a girl like that.
I'll say it's true.
So it's a fact, Jack?
Yeah,
Fact, Jack.
I don't think they talk. I don't think they talk. Yeah,
They don't
I'll
tack.
say
they don't
fact.
talk.
Fact, Jack?
I say it's a fact.
Fact?
Fact, Jack.
Fact, Dave?
Fact.
It's a lie. While woodpeckers do drum on wood and other objects, they are not voiceless. Woodpeckers can produce a variety of calls and sounds.
Here's my boss, Walter Lance.
We're learning a lot here on the Animal House radio show.
Yeah, we're not gonna remember shit
It's
though.
very
It's true.
educational.
Okay, Fred Rogers appeared in more than 900 episodes of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes.
Over the show's 31 seasons, all those cardigan sweaters he wore were hand knit by his mom.
That's a fact.
That's true.
That is
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah,
My mom
that's a
sent
fact.
me a new
He was also a war hero too.
Is
Yeah.
it a fact?
No, that's
My
not.
friends are saying it's true. I gotta
what
go
about
along
you?
with the party.
Is it a fact?
Fact.
Yes.
You?
Fact, Jack.
You're right. It's
Yep.
a fact, Jack.
He was a war hero. He was a,
No,
he
the
was a
War Hero
war
Parts
hero.
was debunked.
What do you
Really?
think about
Yeah.
going to see that movie?
That's not
by
what I
the way?
heard.
It was
Starring
debunked.
Tom Hanks.
The same with Bob Keeshan from Captain Kangaroo.
The
He
Mr.
was
Right.
Rogers
He was a
story
hero.
starring. I don't know what it's
So was
called.
Lee
but it's-
Marvin.
I think
Yes.
it's called Neighborhood. Tom Hanks is playing the
I
role.
don't know.
Oh, really?
That's kind of
Yeah.
creepy
Oh, wow.
to make a movie.
Did you anybody see that documentary on Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers?
No.
That was really they talked about that being debunked in that, but
Oh,
I knew
okay.
about it being debunked besides that though.
Really?
Oh,
But,
okay.
but that documentary, if you didn't see it, is really good.
Coming
Yeah.
up in April is the Chiller Convention in Parsippany, and the two women from the Magic Garden are going to be there.
Oh,
That's hot.
Carol and Paul.
yeah.
Paula, yeah, they're in the garden now.
I'm wearing a magic mirror.
The
Plus they're
inventor
vegans.
of television wouldn't allow a TV in his own home.
Who?
The inventor of the television wouldn't allow a TV in his own home.
Who was that?
Smart
Sarnoff
guy.
or something?
Is that
I'll say that's incorrect.
Who's the
a
inventor of
liar,
television?
liar?
Who was the
That's a
inventor of
lie.
television?
Well, after you tell me if it's true or false, I'll let you know.
James Samsung would not let a TV in his house.
James
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar?
Liar, liar.
You?
lies.
Paul?
I'll say it's a fact, Jack.
And
Just for the
you?
hell of
You
it.
said
I
it's a
don't know.
lie?
Liar,
And
liar.
I say it's a fact.
It is true.
There we go. Two right. Whichever
Philo
side.
Farnsworth intended television to be an educational tool and was very disillusioned that it had become consuming and
controlled.
mindlessness.
He
Yeah,
knew.
well, that's
He-
because
see,
he was a tool.
He had the
Yeah.
foresight to see that. Ready? Wait for it.
Not only did he have the foresight, his name was John.
His name is
It's unfortunate.
Plus, they didn't have Law and Order
And
marathons
he
back
had
then
the
either.
foresight and the foreskin.
the last
He collected
is Brad
foreskins.
Pitt was paid an impressive $6,000 for his role in the 1991 film Thelma and Louise.
True.
He was unknown.
It's a fact, Jack.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's a fact.
Fact.
I'm
Fact
going to
check.
say liar, liar.
True, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he was an unknown.
And that was a lot of money for not doing. Really had a real small part.
Well, thank
Well,
you for playing.
And
He was
Liar,
showing a
Liar.
small
Good-looking
part.
women too.
We
you
have
know?
some parting
Well,
gifts
let's
for
not get
you.
carried away.
Yeah.
Some Sarah Clemens jewelry in the home game.
All right, Tim, you're up, buddy. It's time for your favorite segment, the Way the F Out There News, with your host, Tim Eli.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Hi, I'm Chuck Scarborough. Man forced to shorten fence gets revenge with naked mannequins. Santa Rosa city officials threatened a $500 a day fine until the homeowner cut the fence in half. A man in Santa Rosa, California, forced to reduce the size of his fence, got some payback on City Hall with the help of some naked mannequins. Jason Windus had built a 6-foot-tall fence to keep his 2 dogs in his yard. I put this fence together for my dogs so that they had a place to run, Windus told San Francisco station KPIX-TV. Wow, that's the one. However,
That's Paul's yard.
Windus was ordered to cut his $9,000 fence in half after a neighbor filed a complaint with the city claiming it obstructed the view of the oncoming traffic for drivers at the intersection, according to Oakland station KTVU-TV. The city agreed and ordered Windus the alteration to the fence in half, with which Windus said he didn't consider fair. As you drive through the neighborhood, you'll see that nobody else's fence had to be cut down but mine, he told KTVU. Windus said city officials said he would be fined $500 for every day the house remained in its original condition. They made me freak out, Windus told San Francisco station KGO-TV. So he complied, but not without making his own kind of offbeat statement. Winters put a bunch of naked mannequins he was saving for the right occasion right there in his front yard. I couldn't bring myself to throw them away. I was going to use them for target practice, Winters told KGO.
Sure.
It's probably sex targets.
Were they
Yeah, I would say so.
anatomically
That's
correct?
what he was practicing.
We know what we know what hit him with.
Yeah, Winters placed 4 of the anatomically accurate mannequins around a table, while a female dummy stands with her arms over her head, according to the Santa Rosa Press Democrats, right? The dummy display, Democrats again. The dummy display features a sign that reads, "Reserved seat for the nosy neighbor that complained about my fence to the city." So far, locals are enjoying the nakedly personal protest, Winters told KTVU. I wasn't expecting any of this, he said. We had like 50 people stop to take pictures, telling me how great it is.
And they played the song "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now."
Nothing's gonna stop us. Second story right off the presses here, coming in from newscom.au, which is Australian. My boss farted on me and billed me at work lawsuit. An Australian engineer who claims his colleague repeatedly farted nearby and thrusted his bum at him is hoping his bullying claim is successful on appeal. David Hinkst, 56 from Melbourne, had sought $1.8 million in a suit against his former employer, Construction Engineering. But a judge blasted the case out of the Supreme Court last year, finding there was no bullying. Hinkst's appeal came before the Court of Appeal on Monday when he said flatulence was a form of bullying, and his ex-colleague Greg Short was a serial farter. I wouldn't be sitting with my face to the wall, and he would come into the room, which was small and had no windows. Hinkst told AAP after the hearing. He would fart behind me and walk away. He would do this 5 or 6 times a day. The structural engineer, who previously lived and trained in Germany for 20 years, said Short. His manager at the time abused him over the phone and at times would taunt him with gestures. He thrusted his bum at me while he's at work, Hinkst told the panel of judges. But the appeal judges also heard Hinkst had called his colleague Mr. Stinky on occasion, and you sprayed deodorant at him, Justice Philip Priest said. In any case, Justice Priest said farts were not the key issue in Hinkst's original claim, as it had focused more on the phone calls. But Hinkst said that the flatulence had caused him severe stress and should be taken into account. He claims Short's behavior was part of a conspiracy to get rid of him and says his time at construction engineering caused him psychiatric injuries. Hinkst, who has represented himself throughout the trial and appeal, is seeking to leave an appeal on several grounds. He claims he didn't get a fair trial because as he felt under pressure from Supreme Court Justice Rita Zammit when questioning witnesses and felt the judge was biased against him. But Justice Priest said the trial justice seemed to show remarkable latitude to Hinkst during the 18-day proceeding. The very distinct impression I get is you were given every opportunity to put your case, he said. The Court of Appeal judges will deliver their ruling on the appeal on Friday.
I think he was aghast.
Oh,
I think his boss did relieve a little bit of that
War and
pressure.
Peace here. All right.
Well, they mentioned the one thing about the Germans. They knew a thing or two about gassing.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Tim, would you read this new ad that just came in for our new sponsor?
Let me read this new ad for this new sponsor.
And give it
Anytime today, though. Anytime today would be
yes,
good.
and forget about those War and Peace stories you just read.
Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Be a trendsetter and start shopping at Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Dare to be different. Nothing says you are special like a unique gift from Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. I guarantee your gift will be the only one they pass around at the party, making you feel good to give.
What party? Is there a party?
Made-to-order items available upon request, customized shirts, mugs, home decor, gifts, and so much more. You dream it, I make it. Just visit www.giselabella.com. That's JUSELLLBELLA. Use promotional code Animal House Radio Show and save 20% off of your purchase of $49.99 or more.
I love this copy. Listen to this. Watch this. Ready? Be a trendsetter and start shopping at Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Dare to be different at Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Nothing says you're special like a gift from Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. That's what I call self-promotion. That's great.
Well, that's how you sell.
In all honesty,
Wait,
though.
what's the name of the
By
place?
the way, it's trendsetter, not trendstetter. Okay, just in case you want
Stetter?
That's a dog, I think.
I
not a
thought I
trendsetter.
spelled it wrong. Did I?
No, you spelled it
It's
right.
like an Irish
Trendsetter.
stetter.
Listen, Tim, while you were reading that Australia story, Judith was looking at you like you were a lamb chop. She is hot for you now,
You know
baby.
your stuff, baby. I'm telling
No,
you.
I'm just hungry.
Hey, you're no vegan.
And she wants to go to the Outback.
We'll give you a side of applesauce.
That's it. That's the truth.
All right. In all honesty, Gisela, she really puts a lot of effort and love into her
She
product.
makes great stuff, too.
Yeah,
Please go to the site and check it out and buy something. She's getting a lot of
I
traffic
get a
to
lot
her
of people
site.
checking out. Nobody's buying.
Yes, we got to start checking out and buying some stuff. GiselaBella.com. Please visit them.
Well, you have to buy before you check out.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
When you
So,
do check out.
Advertising is a possible.
So once again, I want to thank Judith Brown, downtown
Are we done?
Judith Brown. Yeah,
What?
it's
Why?
9:30.
We didn't start till 8
Yeah.
o'clock.
I know. Well, that's Gene's fault. But Paul, you want to do your list real quick?
Huh?
You want to do because he wanted
Yeah,
to
he's
do
gonna
like
do his
open.
list.
All of
Yeah,
a
I
sudden
gotta-
now Gene's a fucking real estate agent. He's having open houses over here, and this is where the painting's gonna go with me and my kids, and this is where Danielle's picture's gonna go because that's my daughter.
Here's where we kick the door.
It's where we kick the door to lock it because it's brand new. And this is the paint that Gisela picked out. I personally didn't care for it, but you know, Ruben calls it.
Actually,
Ruben's the
Gina's
daddy.
wearing the color I picked.
Ruben's the daddy,
color.
and I'm
Awesome
just
on
the
him.
son.
It's a great color.
I feel like I'm Ruben's son. He's always yelling at me.
And the colors are gray and light and blue, right? Gray and blue. And you got the hair's gray and the blue.
You see,
that's him.
he's a walking billboard.
If Gene stands in front of the wall, we won't see him.
Yes.
Gisela, are these some of your works on the screen?
Yes.
By the way, they're beautiful.
Yes,
they
thank
really
you.
are.
We're going to have a brand new studio with 30-year-old wiring. Yes, I love it.
I'm gonna just smack his ass.
It took Ruben 45 minutes
Ruben,
to
don't worry.
plug
When
in.
I go home, I'm gonna be like, smack that ass, smack.
Ruben's
that
going to
ass,
run the
and I'm
wires
gonna
from here
smack
to there.
Yeah, we're gonna call the Guinness Book of Records. He broke the record for connecting the headphones. 45 minutes to connect two headphones.
Oh my God, he's doing my thing. So cool.
He put them all through a pipe, too.
I
Do it live, damn it!
Ruben, don't worry about it. I love you, man bun.
Do it live!
Ruben used a bong.
Do it live.
He used a bong to put the
Who was
wires
that guy that screamed that? Joe, what was that?
Famous newscaster.
That guy that did that.
Do it live!
Was that Roger?
No.
I forgot who that
Yeah, I
was.
can't
that
think of
did
who he is.
that.
I don't even know what
Do
you
it
said.
live. That the newscaster
The
that screamed.
outtake. With
Yeah.
the studio had screwed up in the studio, so he was like, "We're just gonna do it live, do it live, damn it!"
I have no
What the
idea.
hell was that?
All right, Paul. What's your
The list is the 10 defining songs of the 70s. The 10 defining songs. I don't know what defining means, but I guess they were important. I guess
Stairway to
that's it.
Heaven?
Stairway to Heaven's number 2.
Good guess,
Number
man.
one.
Lowrider.
Lowrider's not in there.
Staying alive.
Staying Alive, number 1.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the only one I knew. I
I
should
used to
have
go
guessed
to the
it.
discos too. I know that one.
10 defining songs of the 70s. You got the first 2 already, the top 2 already.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better shape up. Just kidding.
70s.
man.
War
I
Pig.
don't know.
No.
War Pig. Okay.
Can't buy me love. Was that the 70s?
No,
Beatles
Beatles
are
are
the
60s.
Traveling Wilburys.
Shit.
Travel Wilburys
Outside
went around
shot,
the
though.
70s.
Outside shot. Let it be.
They were just not as a
'Cause
band.
that was 1970.
Yeah,
Let It
but it's
Be.
not in
Yeah,
there.
okay.
We didn't start the fire. What year was that?
More than a
That's-
feeling.
no.
Boston.
No.
No,
Not
way
that
too-
big, but not defining.
There is there's no Beatles songs in here, but there is
Convoy.
But there is a John Lennon song in here.
Imagine.
Give peace a
Imagine,
chance.
number 4.
Oh, imagine. Good.
not
Good
Let
guess.
It Be.
I just said there's no Beatles songs.
I don't even know who sings
Yeah.
that.
Imagine you're right. You
No
know.
Convoy.
I was guessing.
Who?
Convoy.
Convoy.
C.W.
Let
McCall.
them truckers roll. 10-4.
No, these are gonna be
Darker
like
than
Rawhide.
all these songs are like really
Pack 'em up. Move 'em
very
in.
very
Move 'em
very
out.
very
Move 'em out.
popular songs. for
I
the
was
70s.
made for loving you. Kiss.
Ooh,
No.
good one. Beth would be the better one.
Was
Morning After.
No,
They Long to Be Close to You. What else was big?
there's no
there?
Carpenters. No,
Thank God.
The dark.
What, do you live in huts?
Any Burt Bacharach?
no.
Oh, we got Paul's piano.
was any disco songs on there?
Eastbound and Down.
Well, you said Staying Alive. That was one of them.
That's only. Why was it more than one?
I'm looking. No.
So we,
Oh yeah, there is one
You
more.
lost that
There
love
is
and
one more.
feeling?
One that I do in my act.
I Will Survive.
I Will survive. Gloria Gaynor, number 5.
Hey, I had a 300-pound girlfriend. I used to sing more than a woman to her.
Pac-Man
Oh.
Fever. Somebody wrote.
That was
No, that's 80s.
Is there even such a thing in that?
Yeah, that was the 80s though.
I don't know.
Go ahead,
ahead.
bro. No.
Instant replay.
Oh, Dan Hartman.
No.
Let me see.
So far we have 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Not I'd love to love you, baby.
These are the top 16 actually. The top 16.
Oh my God.
Evergreen.
16
These are
there
all
are?
Evergreen.
There's 16 of them?
Yeah.
We are awful. We
I
haven't
just
gotten
called.
close.
No, that's not it.
There
Willie
is
Nelson.
a Stevie Wonder song.
Not I just called Say I Love You.
Not that one.
Signed, sealed, my
Birthday
liver.
song.
Oh. No. Isn't she lovely?
No, that's a good one. That's one.
Superstition?
Really?
Wow.
Superstition. There it is.
Superstition.
Number 8. That's number
Very
8.
superstition.
That's number 8.
Sly and the Family Stone.
Was Michael
No
Jackson
Sly.
on
I
this
love
list?
Sly.
Is
Yeah.
Michael
I
Jackson?
wanna take you
Richard Nashman wants to know, is
higher.
Bohemian Rhapsody on there?
Yes,
be.
Bohemian Rhapsody number 3.
Very good,
Nice.
Rich. You got it.
Rocket Man, Elton John.
Yes, number 11.
Ooh, okay.
Rocket Man, burning out his fuse up there.
Any Billy Joel.
There's no Billy Joel.
Jackson
Baby,
5?
Light My Fire.
No.
Doors are 60s.
No Doors.
I don't
And
know.
it was come on. You know,
Was it Jackson 5 on there?
No Jackson
okay.
5.
No.
No, there's only 3 of them back then.
Comfortably
They were called
numb.
the 3 Jacks.
No,
Get
but,
down on it. He
no,
said?
but there's a Pink
The
Floyd.
Wall.
Yes, The Wall. Pink Floyd.
It's
It's actually part 2. Another Brick in the
number?
Wall part 2.
I'm just
number
reading
was
what
that?
people sing.
I
Uncle
can't- everybody's talking, I
Albert.
can't hear him.
Nah,
What number was that?
not
No,
big enough.
not on there.
That was number 9.
Silly love songs, possibly. Listen to what the man said.
There's no more Billy Joel no more Beatles or anybody in the Beatles songs.
Okay.
That's
Why do birds?
No Carpenters. No Carpenters.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
that's
going to
right, you
guess
said
my
that.
favorite. I know it won't be, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Push
Layla.
in the bush.
Layla.
Layla should be in there, but
Yeah.
it's not.
No.
That's
To
not.
me, that's
Wow.
the greatest classic rock song
And
ever.
I love the ending. Is one of the best endings.
Blinded by the Light.
No,
Wrapped up like a douche.
nope, no strings attached.
No string.
American Pie?
No,
That's
no
later.
American Pie.
Yeah,
no.
good guess.
Oh
though.
yes, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
American Pie was
That's an anthem.
number 13.
That's an anthem, yeah.
Don
American Pie.
McLean.
Don McLean. Yep.
There
There is one. What the hell they call that? Not chords.
Anything from Kenny Rogers or Dolly Parton?
New wave.
or Willie
There is
Nelson?
one new wave. One new wave song.
I want to be sedated.
No, not the
London
Ramones.
Calling.
Not the Ramones.
New Wave.
Sex Pistols. Name something by Sex Pistols.
God Save the Queen.
Should be that.
Close.
God Save the Clothes?
No. English. Something about English. Yes.
Bad English.
Anarchy in the UK.
Anarchy in the UK.
What number?
Number 10.
Good song.
Number 10.
The Diary of Anarchy. She lives in an
Rhiannon.
attic.
Yeah, Rihanna.
No,
No,
Fleetwood
Fleetwood
Mac.
Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Yes. Which song?
Go Your Own Way.
Go Your Own Way. Number 6.
Yeah, I like that one.
Rihanna was
Number
5.
6.
Really? That was a defining song.
Rihanna.
There is another song that's kind of disco.
Ringo
It's not,
Starr.
it wasn't really pure disco, but it was like a pop disco song by a Swedish group.
Oh, ABBA.
ABBA.
What song?
Dancing Queen.
Dancing
What?
Queen.
Dancing Queen, number
Queen?
7.
Yeah.
So all we have left is 12, 14,
Born
15,
to Run,
16.
Billy Milko said.
No.
No, not
How
on there.
about,
Sorry.
Stuck in the middle with
Oh,
you.
please. Freebird's got to be on
Freebird's number 15.
Oh, there we go.
Is there any
Of course.
15 Freebird?
How
What
about Mr. Jaws?
No,
No,
that's
all
Dickie
we have is
Goodman.
all we have left
Who
is
else was...
all we have left is 12, 14, 16.
Hotel California.
How
Hotel
about-
How am I
California.
missing that one?
Number 14.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Got to be
that-
some Bowie on there, too.
Go ahead.
Fame.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
There's one Bowie.
No fame?
All right, it's got to be a rallying cry, something like Rebel Rebel or something.
There you go.
Oh,
Rebel Rebel.
yeah.
Number 16.
something that
Yeah,
rallies
yeah.
people.
All you have is one left. You have
Any,
number.
any Ringo Starr?
No. No Beatles stuff.
After his
Well, I'm talking
vasectomy,
about
he
his
sang
solo
"It Don't Come
career.
Easy."
I said no Beatles stuff separate or together.
But you had Imagine.
That's the only one we had.
Yeah, the only one we had. Yes.
I
So
was
you had
gonna
it, but you
say,
didn't have it.
There's one more. Number 12.
It
One
won't
more.
be easy. I would thought it would be on
Anything
there.
from Silver Convention?
Fly Robin Fly?
No. No, sorry, Mike.
Bob Dylan had one about flatulence.
Anything
It
from
Ain't Me,
38
Babe.
Special?
On the one that's missing, what genre of music is it?
That is so annoying.
Joni Mitchell?
Kind of new wave. It came like kind of new wave-ish.
Roxanne.
No, but they weren't new wave. They were like
Nothing from
they were like
Chicago?
reggae
New
pop.
wave?
Ska Rock.
Rock Lobster?
Anything from Chicago?
I'll give you a hint. It was
Switchboard Susan.
I'll give you a hint. There's a girl lead singer.
Rock. Oh, yeah, B-52s.
Joan Jett? No.
Ronstadt.
Sonny?
No. Hers
Cher?
was 80s also.
Cher?
I can't hear you.
Cher?
No, sure.
Sonny?
Donna Summer?
No.
Blondie?
Blondie. What song?
No way.
Rapture.
Once I had love and it was a gas.
Heart of Glass.
Heart of Glass.
Yes.
Number 12.
Heart of
That's the
Glass.
list.
Wow.
I
Well,
can't
that was
even
good
look
list.
at
It's a solid
Cyndi
list.
Cyndi Lauper's later.
All right.
Billy Milko said, what about Ripped?
Ripped.
Not on there?
That's
Dave.
the flatulence story.
Dave, what do you got coming up? I'm comfortably
A
funny.
nice night's sleep.
What are you on vacation?
No. Yeah, no, I'm comfortably funny. This week, No Filter Paul's coming in.
Ah, always a pleasure.
What's he smoke? Camels?
Yes.
He doesn't,
Bullocks.
he doesn't
Literally.
smoke Paul Mall.
You got any gigs coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't think of anything
You're
right
damn right I know. Saturday night, 9 p.m., City Streets, 130 South and East Windsor, hosted
Nice.
by the Eggman. Headlining Simply D, South Jersey, Philadelphia legend.
Oh, cool.
Dan Regan, also Dan Mahan Jr.
Was going to be
I like Dan Mahan.
middling.
Oh, yeah, those are free. It's your host and your headliner. Those are the names.
Paul, where you at this weekend?
I'm going with you to HorrorCon.
Okay, yes.
But to go to ComedyTornado.com. The show I'm really pushing heavy. I'm going to be in Long Island. I'm going to be in New Jersey. The one I'm really pushing right now is the Howard Johnson's on the 12th.
Okay.
August 12th.
He was a hell of a hitter, man. He really was.
I meant that August. I mean April.
Yeah, April. I was trying to say August.
That's
Yes,
what I'm really pushing right
please, at the Showboat in Atlantic City this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the HorrorCon. It's a Ryan and Robert, they really outdid themselves this time. It's a great lineup. Shannon Elizabeth will be there. Chris Jericho.
Wow, yeah.
The Ghostbusters reunion.
Nice.
Pet Cemetery reunion.
Yes.
Leah Thompson and Tom Wilson from Back to the Future. That's what I want to meet. And
I may
Shannon
have to
Elizabeth, since she was on the show, we get to
Yeah.
talk to her.
And our old friends, Fuzz on the Lens, with Craig Lloydron.
I like
We'll
that.
have a little
They're going to be
table.
there. Vinny Appice's going to be there. So we're going to have fun. And definitely check that out. Go
Please.
to
It's a great venue, too. You don't feel like closed
yeah,
in.
you're-
It's
it's
nice
all-
and
it's-
open.
It's out in the open. New
Yeah, it's
Jersey
nice.
HorrorCon, spelled out.com. And check it out. There's still plenty of tickets left.
And come meet us crazy animals lingering
Yes,
around.
and when you get to meet Dante, give him a
Yes.
little taste of Dante, how he sounds.
What do you want me to say?
Say what, how he knew that you knew that the seatbelt wasn't buckled.
He said, what kind
Yeah, well, I rented a car like 2 weeks ago, Toyota Camry. And while I'm driving, he decides to take off his seatbelt. This car had like a feature, had a blinking beep, 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 beep. I'm like, Dante, you don't have your seatbelt on? Because how do you know I don't have my seatbelt on? I'm like, I know you don't have your seatbelt on. He goes, but how do you know? Like, you can't see me. I'm like, I hear it. It's blinking. You don't have your seatbelt on. And that's how he sounds, my little
said,
monkey.
"I hate this car."
One day he's going to lose that lisp, and I'm going to miss
Yeah.
it.
Then he could say Judith.
And you know what he's doing? He's singing, like, for some strange, odd reason, Figaro.
Some enchanted
Oh,
He
yeah.
was going, Figaro, 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 qua, Figaro, la, Figaro, boo, Figaro. And I'm like, what are you saying?
It's in his blood.
Can't play Bohemian Rhapsody for him. It's kind of
and he's doing so well with his drum lessons. I put the
He
videos
loves
up.
his
He's so
drum. He's a
cute.
little ham. He's seen Carlo videoing him, and all of a sudden, he
starts
started
going- he
bopping
starts
his head,
rocking
like,
out
yeah,
like
I'm
that,
jamming
yeah.
out. Like,
That was funny.
yeah, he's a little show off.
Good.
But,
He's cute.
It's good to learn at a young age because
Very good.
you sponge it all up, man.
Great show tonight, despite our absentee engineer who was too busy, playing open house. And
Did you have
And
cookies?
fixing the wires during the show.
Did he have
Yes.
cookies?
Lori
and
Loughlin
punch.
used to be on that show.
Yeah. I want to thank our in-studio guest, Downtown Judith Brown, and I want to wish her a lot of luck on April 11th. We will try to stop by.
Thank
And
you. It'd be
September.
I can't afford $100
22nd,
though,
you
but
said?
that's okay.
great. Yeah, September 22nd is the Beach Bash. That's free.
Oh, okay. We'll come to the free
And,
one.
and
then.
that's for like lotions at the bathhouse or something, whatever it's called.
It's lotions and motions.
That's what it is.
Judith, real quick, what is the website for Motions if they want to get more info?
It's moceanscil.org.
Motions, okay,
CIL,
SIL.org,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Center for Independent Living. Gotcha.
Now let me
There
ask
you
you a
go,
question.
there
With
you go.
the beach, is this beach open to you for the whole summer for disabled people?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yep,
awesome.
cool, very
absolutely.
Is there a fee for them to get on the beach?
No, not at all.
No, but they have
Way to
ramps in
ask
the
these
water.
questions at the end of the show.
Well, I
Judith.
just wanted to know because you have to put that out
Kidding,
there.
I'm kidding.
No, absolutely. For people with disabilities, for people under 13 or over 62, it is free.
Okay, very good. Okay, next week.
Wait,
we
hold
will-
on.
What? You don't have the same.
We
Yes.
can't hear you.
And-
Can't hear you.
Pretend you're talking to Christopher Lloyd.
Can you put your mic on so we can hear you?
Yeah, but I hate when you do that, Ruben. I don't understand.
I turned 62 on the 11th. I'm going for free.
Can you
No.
hear me now?
You're gonna be Judith's date, her man toy.
Oh man.
There it is.
There he is.
It was
No,
turned
that's for the
off.
show at Lotions.
Hi, Ruben. How are you? Hi, Ruben.
I bet
how
you I
are
come with my walker.
Oh my
Yes, you
goodness.
can come with
Put the
your
mic
wallet.
back off.
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can wheel Christopher Lloyd in.
Well, I don't know, Marty.
Yeah. I told you information about the past is dangerous.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we got two important shows coming up in the next couple of weeks. Next week we will have psychic extraordinaire Artie Hoffman, and back by popular demand, Mr. Anson Williams.
Yeah.
And then
Patsy Weber.
the week after, I would urge everyone. I'm not going to say mandatory, but It
like
is
John
our,
Houseman.
It's our third anniversary party, and boy, have we got a party planned.
I won't be here.
And Judith, if you can make it, I'd love for you to come in and hang out
what I
and
can do.
maybe hit on Tim and kick him in the shins a
can.
little bit.
We'll have an open door, but you have to kick it to get in.
Yes. All right. And great show tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, the words. Go.
We have 2 words. Receptive.
Receptive.
And susceptible.
Susceptible. I like
Not
that.
susceptible. Now you got me saying susceptible. Susceptible.
Oh, come on. Ask him about something easy.
I
got 2
Are
words.
those 2
for you.
words or are they syllables?
What?
Are those 2 words or syllables?
2 words.
Turn the mic off.
Really?
And I really want to thank everybody that went on Facebook and answered my Inquiring Minds questions.
Very good. The
I enjoyed reading and
participatoriness
sharing
is
with
really
everyone.
Thank you
Thank
to
you.
the audience.
All right. Great show this week. We will see you all next week. Have a great night. This is the Animal House Radio Show.
Yeah.